All right. The kids are asleep, the distractions are gone, and it's time to get real. Welcome to Put the Kids to Bed and Let's Talk Politics, the place where unfiltered opinions meet hard hitting debate. Each episode, we break down the latest political headlines, take live calls from listeners like you, and go head to head in a showdown between the left and the right. No fluff, no echo chambers, just raw, real political talk. So grab a drink, get comfortable, and let's dive in.
Okay, what's poppin'? Way too many people trying to stop them. Whoa, a lot of talk. Hey, how you tell but never show? I show you how I'm rockin'. Whoa, how this fish grease? Need my bands, do my dance with the increase. Welcome to the big leagues. This the big leagues. This the big leagues. Need my jersey in the rafters. You know when I leave it ain't gon' be nobody after. If you scared, call your parents, go to church or something. I been in here working some, been heartbreak, I'm hurting some. I was up all night, I seen the sun come up a first or something. I feel alright. Drop the curtains on them, hey. Whoa, hopping it quick, I go. I take this ain't old. I just slid, I know. Okay, what's poppin'? Way too many people trying to stop.
Oh, yeah. Hope y'all enjoyed that intro. That's the new intro for Put the Kids to Bed and Let's Talk Politics. Yo, we jamming. We in the big leagues. We in the big leagues, man. We getting it done over here. If you haven't already, share the live. Make sure you share the live. If it's your first time watching this, go ahead and follow the page and become a member of the Grown Folks Chat. Yes, we got the best chat on Facebook. You feel me? Greatest podcast, the best chat. Why not? Why not join up with the winning team? So, if you caught the first beginning of the live, well, this is the first beginning, but if you saw that video, Mississippi has enacted a significant tax reform aimed at gradually eliminating the state income tax. This happened on March 27th this year. Governor Tate Reeves signed legislation initiating this process, positioning Mississippi. Check this out. You know, they say we the last at everything. We are the first state to phase out an existing income tax. Let's give it up. Now, I don't know if you applause enough for that or not. I don't know how you feel. You know the little part on your check that states state tax supposed to get lower. You know how they be FICA be hitting you up. All types of people be hitting you up. You say you think you making 6,000, you really getting back 3. It's crazy. So we Mississippi are getting rid of the state tax. Let's talk about that. What does that mean? So it is a income tax reduction. The state is currently reducing its income tax rate to 4% due to a previously passed tax cut. Beginning in 2027, the new law will further reduce the rate by 0.25% over the next 4 years until it reaches 3%. Then starting in 2031, additional reductions will be contingent upon specific revenue growth triggers, potentially leading to the complete elimination of income tax over approximately 14 years, they say. So if you got some kids, by the time they get old enough to work, they may be, well, if they don't work in high school, especially when they get to college, they might not have an income tax. Imagine that, no state tax. Also, the grocery tax cut is getting, the tax on groceries are getting cut. So it's going from 7% to 5%, and this becomes effective July 1st, 2025. Let's give it up. How y'all feeling about that? How y'all feeling about that? Are y'all cool with the income tax? Do y'all feel like because it came from Tariffs, it's like it can't be good? How y'all feeling? Talk to me, talk to me. Governor Reeves emphasized that this reform aims to reward hard work and make Mississippi more attractive to corporate investments and new residents. He stated Mississippi will no longer tax the work, the earnings, or the ambition of its people. Sound good. It sound good, but however, the legislation's passage was marked by controversy due to typographical areas that inadvertently nullify certain economic growth safeguards intending to ensure fiscal responsibility during the tax phase out. But despite the errors, the bill was signed into law and we good to go. Okay. Mrs. Lee says she has some questions about it. How will they get paid? Good question. How will Mississippi get paid if they not taxing us? April the 2nd. The name of the podcast. April the 2nd is Liberation Day. How y'all feeling about that? How y'all feeling about that? Are y'all damn? I forgot where the boo button was at. It's crazy. Where's the boo button? Oh shit. Dang. That's crazy. I thought I had a boo button. It's somewhere. But anyway, the taxes getting cut, but they're saying, okay, buns. I was gonna say tariffs. Maybe the tariffs will help pay, but maybe that's just federal. I don't know what the tariffs do. I'm not that smart yet. I'm getting there. Let's talk a little bit about the tariffs. We're gonna take a call and now I'm gonna try to go over these tariffs real quick for y'all. Because April 2nd is Liberation Day. That's when the tariffs go into effect. Quick questions that you may think. Okay, I know y'all heard about the tariffs. You're gonna be taxing people trying to send goods over here. China turned up. China said they're ready to go to war with us. So, do Trump tariffs actually help American workers, or do they end up hurting consumers with higher prices? They say tariffs can protect certain industries by making imported goods more expensive, encouraging consumers and business to buy domestically produced products. So it will encourage us to buy American made products, which a lot of times the American made products are a little higher. But maybe if we start buying it, it'll go down. I don't know. However, they say tariffs also raise costs for businesses that rely on imported materials, potentially leading to job losses in other sectors. Additionally, consumers may face higher prices on goods affected by tariffs, but the overall economic impact depends on how business and trading partners respond. So it just depends on how they gonna respond. How are they gonna respond? A lot of people think that this tariff is just a bargaining thing that Trump is using, and we got the leverage because we have the biggest consumer base, I think, in the fucking world. So maybe not. We gonna see. Shout out to my chat. But we in here. Okay. Getting Texas. We got a call coming up. I think she a little nervous, but it's gonna be good. We got you. We good people over here. We not gonna bite you. Not this time. We also gonna be talking about the Department of Education. The dismantling of the Department of Education. On March 20th, President Donald Trump signed an executive order directing Education Secretary Linda McMahon to initiate the dismantling of the U.S. Department of Education. This action aligns with the administration's goal to transfer educational authority back to states and local communities. So he wants to put the power back into the state. Depending on your state, though, how you feeling? Mississippi already behind. Will this be a step in the right direction, or will this finish us off? 'Cause they say we behind. They say we wait. That's what they be saying. I don't know. Um, so the exec she said it's not a good thing. I don't know. I'm a little nervous, but hey, we gonna see. The executive order of dismantling the Department of Education. He can't do it all the way, but this is what he's doing. He's relocating key functions of the department. So student loan management, this is like oversight of federal student loan, is going to be transferred to the Small Business Administration, aka the SBA. Special education program. Programs for students with disabilities are intended to move to the Department of Health and Human Services. So, it's going to be different things. The Department of Education was created in 1979 and it took effect in May of 1980. And it was created to improve education quality, to consolidate federal education programs, and to ensure equal access to education, and to provide better funding and research. So, while there has been some benefits of the Department of Education, there has also been some things that it hasn't helped. So, dang, I got the call. Let me finish this though. Let me finish this. So the Department of Education, the good things about it is it has increased the graduation rates of high school students from 75% to 85%. Uh, Also, it has increased college enrollment, especially in minority and low income groups. Also, federal support for special education. This was a good thing. This has helped with special education. Also, standardized data and accountability. Programs like No Child Left Behind and Every Student Succeeds aim to track student performance and hold schools accountable. So all those are supposed to be good, but on the flip side, test scores are still declining. There are still major achievement gaps racially and economic disparities in education persist despite federal efforts. The rising cost of college, and also some argue that the Department of Education has added red tape without significantly improving student outcomes. So we gonna see. Sometimes what you think is good for you might be bad for you, and sometimes what you think is bad for you might be good for you. I don't know, but we gonna see. But just know that the Department of Education hasn't always existed, but we do live in Mississippi, so we gonna see. But let's open up the phone lines. I got a caller, the first time being a caller. I'm excited to hear from her. Let me get right. Everything look right. Let's make this call. Okay. Boom. And I'm calling. No.
Hello?
Yo, yo, yo. Welcome to the greatest podcast on Facebook. Who am I speaking with?
Maya Lamise, or Maya Lee, rather. I was in the chat just now.
Let's go. Let's go. How you feeling?
I'm nervous, but I'm excited. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Look, I'm the host of the greatest podcast on Facebook. I gotta be doing good. And I'm talking to Miss Lee. So, Miss Lee,
Yes, sir.
how you feeling about Trump as a where do you reside? What state are you in?
I'm in South Carolina,
South Carolina. Okay.
but
As
I'm from Jersey.
From Jersey. Okay, damn. That's still kind of far, huh? You way,
Yeah,
yeah, a little bit of a culture shock for you, huh?
most definitely. Like you would, whew, it's definitely a culture shock. That's why I'm like, I don't see after of course, being raised in the North and then living in the South. I'm like, I don't see how people put this man in office because the things that were happening back in the day to
Mm.
our ancestors are still. I mean, not as severely, but it's definitely a lot of discrimination still going on. And I
Oh,
don't see how people voted him back in, and he's bringing them more to the forefront now, and it's crazy.
okay. So, so what do you feel about the tariffs? How you feeling about that? Do you have an opinion on it?
I do. I feel like with the tariffs, number one, it could be a good thing if it was done correctly, but knowing the person doing it, it's not most likely them because he's doing everything on a Jesus, my mind. He's doing everything on a level on an executive level, right? So
Yeah.
when by him doing that, everybody's like, "Oh, he can't get away with that. He can't." And the truth of it is, he can because he's doing everything on an executive level, which means he does not need permission from anybody. So with the tariffs also being done on an executive level means that he can do it in a form where he would be the one to benefit off of it and not American citizens.
Mm.
That's the problem that I have with it. Like, if he's going to do it in a way where we benefit, cool. But if not, it's not going to help anybody but him in his pockets. Like the tariffs on, because we really essentially with him putting tariffs on other people and then the China, Canada, Mexico putting tariffs back on us, we're going to be the ones having to pay because the price of everything is going to go up. And with the price of
Mm.
everything going up and our rate of pay not going up, that's going to put a lot of people into homelessness because we're not going to be able to afford to eat. People already robbing Peter to pay Paul to have to figure out, oh, can I
Mm.
put food on my table this week or keep my lights on this week? So imagine things going up even more. So what are we gonna do?
Uh, there are a lot of people that think this is going to help. They just saying hold tight. That's their
I've
advice.
been hearing that too. I have a lot
Just
of,
hold
not
on.
a lot of, I have a few people that are Trump supporters, and they're like, just hold tight. And I'm like, you telling regular, everyday people to hold tight when we have to figure out how we going to pay our bills, how we going to feed our kids, how we going to put gas in our car, how we going to make it to work. We worried about real life things, and all of the changes he's making is affecting us in our pockets. Like the people I know, like I told you, I'm from Jersey, and when I left Jersey, I went to Augusta, Georgia, and I'm in South Carolina. A lot of people I know are either retired military or some of them on housing. Just a lot of people from different areas. I also have friends in decent places as well. But everybody is being affected differently. So these tariffs, like, they may be a good thing, they may be a bad thing, but telling people to sit around and wait is not the answer. Explain to people how this will benefit them. Don't just tell people to be quiet and wait. And you get what I'm
Mm.
saying? Explain how it's going to help so we can chill. If it's not going to help, say that too.
Mm.
But don't just have people just guess.
Yeah. I feel like that's what everybody is doing. We guessing. We guessing. We hoping. We like, nah, it's good. It's just this, but it's not no direct action really. Like, I don't know. It just feel like we in a gray space right now. Like we either gonna go into the green or the red. I just
And it's
don't,
looking more
I don't
like
know.
it's looking more like for us personally red, but
Mm.
for Trump and Elon, they're going to be the ones in the green because Elon just sold Tesla to another one of his companies. These are the most tax evading people I know, and they get away with it publicly. They do these things, and he just keeps getting these government contracts. How are we so broke, but Elon keeps getting $1 million contracts?
Hey, they say, you just gotta learn the game. Don't hate the player, hate the game.
And guess what? That's why I went and got me some books. They say the first, what's that saying? They want to keep stuff from us. They put it in books. I definitely went and got me the 48 Laws of Power. How to
Okay.
Win Friends and Influence People. Yeah, I went and got all them books, and I'm definitely about to start reading them because I'm about to learn the game. I'm about to learn one thing I'm learning. This is the reason why I still have contact with some Trump supporters because they telling me a little bit of information that I need to know.
Mm.
I'm about to learn these
Mm.
stocks. I'm about to
Yeah.
learn Bitcoins. I'm about to learn
Yeah.
all of these things because, yeah, although we don't like them, the people that do follow them are they are putting their money in these stocks and these big Bitcoins and all of this stuff while
Yeah.
it's low. And
Yeah.
then when it shoot up, he's going to make a lot of people millionaires. And I'm trying to be in that number. I don't rock with him, but I'm
Dang.
not trying to
Okay.
be on the low end trying to figure out how I'm going to feed my kids in the next couple of years.
Hey, hey, they might convert you. You might hit a lick and be like, you know what, Trump ain't so bad. You
You know what? I
might-
would never do that. I'm going to love the money, and all I'm going to do is teach my people how to get some money so we all don't have to struggle.
That's real. That's
Because that's
real.
what it's going to get to. It's going to get to a point where we're going to have to figure out, like, hey, you know, can we all live together in the house, or what we going to do? Because we got to do something to make ends meet because everything keeps going up for us. The tax stuff that he's doing, that's affecting us. He's not giving us no tax cuts. He's
Yeah.
doing it for his millionaire friends. Just
Yeah.
like with them privatizing everything. People think
Mm.
them privatizing stuff is going to be a good thing. No, them privatizing stuff is going to be a terrible thing. Just like putting the Department of Education back in the state. That is a terrible thing. Yeah, it might help some states who are further along, but for the southern states who already don't like black people, these kids really gonna be left behind and not get no
Man,
education.
if
Like,
you, yeah, yeah, if you in a rural area and you can move, just go ahead and move, bro.
I'm in a rural area, but I don't want to give. I own land. That's why I
Oh,
don't want to
okay.
move.
But they might
I
do
got
right.
2 acres of land.
You think they still feel the same way about us? You don't think maybe they turning over a new leaf. Maybe they like y'all.
No, I live in South Carolina. I work out this. It's just yesterday was Friday. Yeah, just yesterday I had a patient come in and he didn't even want to talk to me. His wife had to talk to me for him. Like,
Damn.
yeah,
Did
he
you?
wouldn't even look me in my face. I had another man who
Mm,
didn't want to check out with me. He found a Caucasian girl to check out with. It's
damn.
yeah, no, they don't like us.
Damn. Damn.
They don't like us. And I'm
Man.
one of the most blackest people you can meet. I have a different wig every day.
But nah. I mean, it is getting heated out here. What is going on April the 5th? Have you heard about that date? April the 5th.
It's supposed to be. I thought it was the 6th, but apparently
Oh, it's the
it's
6th.
supposed to be not spending no money. But it's the
Oh, that's
Caucasian
what they
people
doing.
that's setting it up. Yeah, we
Oh, the
supposed to
white
not
people
spend no
not
money.
spending money this time?
That's what they claim, and they want us
I
to
thought it was
stand
like
with
a
them and not
march
spend no
going
money.
on or something.
There wasn't no marches. They want us. Nobody spends money again. Just like it was a day. Can't
Yeah,
remember
the
early in
blackout
March.
day. Yeah, the
Yeah,
blackout.
it's just another blackout day where they don't want nobody spending no money just to show them the power and the dollars that we have.
Oh,
But
the whiteout.
obviously, it's not. Only person was affected was Target. Are we targeting one store or are we targeting all stores at this point?
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I still had went out. I ain't even gonna lie. I forgot. That's
You
crazy.
said you still have went out.
Still had
No, they
went
said
out.
if you buy on a blackout day, like go to a local, small business,
Oh,
support
okay.
those stores, but don't go to like no big, Walmart,
Mm,
Target, big stores.
yeah, yeah. I- Well, we'll see, man. We will see. Anything else you want to hit on before I let you go?
I do him privatizing stuff. I want to say this. He privatizing stuff, and he put his friends are going to be ones that over things. People think that privatization is a good thing. I feel like, and this is my personal opinion, I could be wrong. I feel like it's a terrible thing because these businesses can then, with him trying to remove, bring back segregation and stuff, these businesses can keep us out. And I know a lot of black people are like, oh, no, we good. We need segregation. Honestly, it's a great thing for us to support each other, but we don't have everything. There's not a lot of black hospitals. There's not a lot of black hotels. There's not a lot of black, amusement parks. So if we were to officially separate from them
Yeah.
because of privatization, I don't know how far we can get because we don't have everything. But I do feel like we can come together and do it because we do have people in every industry. We have doctors. We
Yeah.
just have to build a hospital and doctor's office and stuff like that. But it will require all of us to come together and be on one accord.
Yeah. Have you heard the argument that black people are in a better position doing Jim Crow times than they are now? Have you heard that?
I did not hear that.
That's what
They
some
feel like we
people are
was
saying.
better during Jim Crow.
Well, not like just white people. They saying that, black people were just doing better. Like it was more black businesses. We
In
dressed
a
better.
sense, yeah,
The
because
single parent
well, one
homes
thing.
wasn't, you know,
Well,
all
yeah,
that.
I would. That's a loaded statement because,
Mm.
granted, we could have been better because we were buying black and black businesses were flourishing and things like that, which is cool. But from there, once they started, I don't know what I can really say on here, like,
You can say whatever you
not.
need to say. Say what you need to say.
Oh, well, once they started burning our businesses down and destroying towns and stuff like that, I feel like that put a lot of fear in the black community. And what people started drilling into their kids was go be a worker, go be a worker, go be a worker. And now in 2025,
Mm.
a lot of black people feel like we have to work in order to be successful. We need to all get back into the mind frame of, being black entrepreneurs and black business owners because we all have a unique something that we can do and we can rock it. That's why when I teach people how to create content, I'm like, listen, all you got to do is showcase your personality, be you, be the
Mm.
person your friends and family love. Like, we just got to all get into that mindset and stop thinking we have to have a job to succeed. We do not have to go keep making these people rich, y'all. We be busting our behinds every single day in and day out, working for somebody while they on vacation, while they living their best life, and we going to the doctor because I chest her, I back her, I this, I that. And when our family, when we get real down bad because we working our fingers to the bone, these businesses going to replace us in 24 hours. So we
Mm.
got to get back into that mind frame. And so, yeah, a matter of fact, I would agree. I would say we were better back then, but I feel like we are stronger now because people push people to go to school. So we have, like I said, people in different industries and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it was better back then because they had the right mind frame. If we get in the right mind frame now, because we got people in the military, we got people in the FBI, we got people everywhere,
Right.
listen, we got black scientists. We literally can do it. We just got to get back in the mind frame that we can do it, essentially.
Nah, I think you putting out a great message. I'm resonating with the message. Before I let you go, you are a content creator.
Yes, I am.
Man, do me a favor if you can, if you got time. I know you on your anniversary. I really appreciate you calling in.
No
I'm
problem.
definitely gonna have you on here some more. I love hearing my educated black women speak. I love that.
Thank you.
Um, share your page in the live. Drop something in the live where people can connect with you. I mean, in the chat. I'm saying a live, but you know what I mean. Do that
I got you. I got you.
and look. Thank you for calling in, and I'll be in contact with you.
No problem. Thank you for having me. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Y'all have a good one.
There you go. Give it up for Maya. Give it up, give it up, give it up. Now we finna get on the phone with another young man. Another young man. But before we do that, let's have a moment of silence. Miss Lee said something that made me think about a person we had on here on the last episode that was telling us to read books. Let's have a moment of silence for Dr. Strange. Now y'all might have missed that, but we had a guy on here, Dr. Strange. He went up against Democrat Chris, and he turned him into a pack. It was crazy. It was crazy. But hey, okay, Mia Lamise on everything. Okay, I like the green hearts. Let's go. Let's go. Let's get this next caller on the phone. I'm finna hit you up. Hopefully he ain't get called into work. Let's get him up here. Hey, thank you, thank you. We love it. Yo, can you hear me? What's up? You good? Did they call you in? You good? All right, you live, you live. Welcome to the greatest Facebook. I mean, the greatest podcast on Facebook. You back, man. We what you want me to do I call you Rez? Mr.
Yeah,
Burner?
you was talking Red.
Mr.
Red boy.
Rez. What's up, man? We talking about the tariffs. We talking about Mississippi just got the income tax law set in motion. Where we abolishing that slowly, gradually. The dismantling of the education, the Department of Education, Liberation Day coming soon. And I forgot to bring this up with the last caller, but the Signal group chat leak. If you want to talk about that, whatever you want to start at, whatever you want to hit on, or if you got something else you want to bring to the people in the chat, shoot your way. But talking about Trump,
So basically, just anything Trump got going on right now.
yeah, how you feel? What's your sentiments on Trump? Are you rocking with him? You not rocking with him? How you feeling?
No, I'm not rocking with Trump. I'm I was indifferent when it came to the voting process, whether it was between him and Kamala. Uh, Out of the two, definitely would have chosen Kamala. I know a lot of us weren't very trusting of her, but I do believe if we talking about lesser two evils, she definitely was that.
Mm,
I don't like the dismantling of the Department of Education. I have children that are on IEPs and
mm,
have special needs.
yeah,
My son is autistic, and
yeah,
it's night and day. The once they put those special programs in place for him, he went from failing to making honor roll this semester.
mm,
So the Department of Education funds all of that and putting it back into the hand, putting those kind of decisions into the hands of the state for them to fund it. We live in rural areas like Louisiana, Mississippi. We already last in
yeah,
education,
yeah.
so you can't really trust them to do what they need to do. But this has been the plan of the Republican Party for a minute. Like,
Mm,
I can remember back in 2015, 2016, hearing things about the Republican Party not really wanting public education at all, period. They
damn.
don't want tax dollars going to public education. And they thought process is, shit, if I'm sending my child to private school or I'm 60 years old, I don't got kids in school no more, why is money coming out of my taxes to go to public education when I don't have anybody in public education?
Damn, so they feel like education for the well off type shit.
I feel like they don't believe education is a right.
Mm,
I don't feel like they believe it's a constitutional right. It's something that, and I mean, technically it's not. Education not a constitutional right. It's something that they did, that they put in place because they needed educated workers who could count to go
damn,
work in the factories.
damn. Okay.
So I mean, I don't know. She can get real deep, she can get real complicated, but
Yeah.
no, I'm not rocking with Trump.
Okay. Okay.
What else you had?
The tariffs. How you feeling? You think that's gonna offset some, or you think we gonna get punished for it? It's gonna be on the backs of us.
I think it's going to be on the backs of us for sure. All the economists point to that. I think if you're going to do tariffs, you got to be more strategic. I don't think you can do tariffs across the board. Like, you got to pick certain goods to apply those tariffs to. Like, if you're going to put tariffs on something, like put tariffs on steel or put tariffs on lumber, you can't just say, I'm going to put a tariff on anything that comes from these foreign countries. It's too much. And
Mm,
it's the price is gonna fall back on the consumers, and we're gonna end up having to foot the bill. But again, all that shit is in Project 2025. Destroy the middle class, haves and the have-nots, rich and the poor. So that's what it's looking like.
damn, that's crazy, man. Do you have any people that surround you that are Trump supporters?
Yeah, one of my closest friends is a Trump supporter. I work with Multiple Trump supporters, you know.
What
I'm
are
surrounded
those
by them.
what are those conversations like for you? Do y'all participate like with you and your homeboy? Are y'all like talking about it? Like do he ever make good points for you, or do y'all talk about it?
I kind of stopped engaging in those type of when I in my 20s, in my early 20s, all the way up to maybe my early 30s, man. I would engage in these debates with people, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to. I don't want to hold up too much of your time, but I
Nah,
can
you
remember.
good. You good. We got an open spot. Run it up.
Okay, I can remember, man. I can remember working with this girl when I was over in Biloxi one time. It was a white girl, and we would sit up here and have these conversations. She was a Republican, and this was during the Obama era. And you know, most white women fall in line with whatever their husband believes. So she was rocking with
Mm,
that basically on the strength of her husband. So we would talk about different things, and I was educated on the topic, so I would explain things from a African American point of view, kind of a leftist point of view, and she would be like amazed by all this information, be like, I can't believe that. Then I would show her the articles, and she's like, oh my God, it's real, da da da
mm,
da. So she would say, you so smart. I didn't know you had all this education, da da da. And then one day I can remember talking to her about something, and she stopped me. She said, man, everything that you told me has been 100% right. She said, but when I leave out of here, it ain't gonna change nothing for me.
mm, mm.
And when she told me that, it stuck with me. And I said, I'm not debating. I'm not trying to engage non-black people in these conversations at all. And all I'm gonna do is put the information out there for my people. And if they take it, they take it. If they don't, they don't. It
Mm.
ain't really no reason for me to go back and forth with nobody. Like, I know what I know, and I mean, you could take it or leave it.
Life get a
Because at the
lot
end of the
less
day,
stressful when you do that.
I mean, not to be arrogant or anything like that, bro. But like, when you tell somebody to cite your sources, and
Hmm.
they go and get articles and they post articles and shit like that, or when you do a paper and you got your references at the end
Yeah.
and you put all those names in the type, like, I got works that you could cite on your papers.
Mm,
So I'm not arguing with nobody when I done wrote the shit that you could cite.
okay. So you can get looked up and they can cite your shit. That's what you're saying.
You can look me up and cite me.
You
So
a,
I'm not
you a
arguing with you.
source. Hey,
Exactly.
that's deep.
I
Okay.
I am the source.
But how far? Okay, how far does that go though? Because I feel like there is people that can argue points though. That's like like you can how they say research can show it. Research can be done to show anything right down there.
I don't mind engaging if somebody really, really wants to engage and learn and have a conversation, or if they feel like they got something that needs to be explained or something that they feel like they can teach me. I'm a lifelong learner. We can learn from each other no matter your education level. But
Mm-hmm.
certain conversations you can tell about from the way they start that it's not gonna be
Mm,
anything productive, and you kind of wasting my time. Like, there's no reason for me to engage with somebody who, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
I don't want to give any crazy examples, but like, if somebody say some crazy shit, bro, ain't no reason for me to keep this conversation going. All I'm gonna say is, all
yeah.
right,
You can kind of gauge by how they even respond or how they even what they even saying to be like, okay, this not even something I wanna keep going
I
with.
remember John Henry Clark said, everything you say tells me what you haven't read.
Damn, that's deep.
And that's the kind of philosophy that I approach it with. Like, I can tell based on what you say if you done read what you done read and what you haven't read.
Man, you making me think about the podcast that's coming out soon that me and you did. Hey, that's gonna be a good one. And we do
Yeah.
we do have a put the kids to bed and let's black out coming soon too behind that one. That we blacking out for the streams. I gotta get you on there. I like how you speaking. John Henry Clark changed my life. He the reason why I went back to college and fucking did it. He made me turn up.
He was brilliant, man. Brilliant brother.
Yeah, he made me turn up. So do you think Trump is racist? Do you think
Yeah.
it's about race with Trump?
I think it's about race for most white people.
Damn, okay. And
Mhm.
you think he's out here to make it harder for black people?
Yeah, I do. I do. I think a lot of people are trying to separate it and say racism is just a subset of classism, that it's really a class struggle.
Yeah.
But you may be able to say that in other places, but we're talking about America, and race, class was baked into race.
Yeah, that's what made
So like,
the classes race.
exactly. So you can never separate that. He's not putting anything in place to protect minorities or African Americans in particular.
I
So
like how
that
you said
alone
that.
shows you,
But
that alone shows you.
a lot of black men are saying we don't need those protections. Like they never helped us anyway. That it don't even matter.
They could say that, but the Republicans will pass things to protect gun rights and shit like that. When you already got a constitutional right to bear arms, you already got a Second Amendment to do that, but they'll still pass extra legislation just to make sure. So what's the purpose of rolling back the extra legislation that was put in for us? What's the purpose of rolling back all this legislation that was put in to prevent segregation happening again? Like, you don't have to touch it at all. You can just leave it alone. So if you're rolling it back for a reason. So to say that, oh, we don't need it, well, if we don't need it, it's not important, then why are they touching it?
Damn.
If it's irrelevant, why are they touching it? Like, I know if something don't mean nothing, I don't pay it any mind.
I think they saying because of the money spent onto like different programs that's really not doing nothing.
What programs?
I don't even know. They say shit, I don't know. You know what Elon be saying, fraud and shit. But they saying like it's a waste of money. All the trainings that I know on my job, we done did a lot of culture competence training, culture diversity training. It used to be like black culture, now it's like LGBTQ plus trainings and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I think they saying things like that are like a waste of money.
I mean, they could be, but I mean, who was that hurting?
I don't know. I wonder where the money gonna go to if they could, since they couldn't.
It ain't gonna go to us.
It ain't gonna go to us.
I'll tell you that right now. I mean, you complaining about where massa money going? You mad because massa got to spend money on DEI?
That's damn. I ain't never think about it like that.
That's crazy work, bro.
So it ain't
like he gonna give it to you once he got it in his pocket.
Bro, I'm hearing people say I want to be hired off my merit, not the color of my skin. That's what people telling me.
Man, if you was hired, if we were hired off our merit, I'd be the CEO of a hospital organization right now.
Damn.
I'm working under people with associate's degrees. I got a whole PhD.
Yeah, that is weird though. That is weird how they slid that shit in there, bro. I don't watch people get positions fresh out of college, and I was like, how the fuck? Like, that ain't even make sense. Yeah, and they talking about
what does merit even mean? Like, when they say merit, I'm trying to understand, like, what is merit? America ain't never been a meritocracy. That's never been the case.
I mean,
so why would it be the case now?
I think a lot of people hear things and get stuck on it though, like with the DEI thing, because it's like a lot of jobs you can't even apply if you're not qualified. Like it don't even matter if you black or white, you still gotta have a certain degree or a certain certificate to even click on the shit. So it's like, what are they talking about when they say other people that's not qualified getting jobs? Like, what are you talking about?
It makes no sense at all, because all those DEI initiatives, they were put in place to guarantee opportunity, not guarantee outcomes. So like you had to interview a certain amount of people, but you didn't have to hire a certain amount of people. You don't have to have a certain amount of people.
So it didn't go to hiring? It didn't go to hiring? I thought it had to go to hiring too.
Not in the organizations that I've been a part of. I know within the organization, I can't say who they are, but you know, I know within the organization that I've been with for years now, it just had to be a certain amount of people that you interview, because at the end of the day, the C-suites in healthcare organizations are like 95% white male. Damn. So if you got a quota, what's the fucking quota? Because you damn sure not meet it. What's the quota? 2%?
It do be like a speckle in that bit. Yeah, I don't know, man.
Uh,
It hit different, man. But people like a lot of people like what? So you looking at it more like even though like what about the transgender females in sports? How you feel about that? Do you think like is that not going too far for you?
I don't. I can't even. I couldn't even count on one hand the amount of transgender people I've ever met in my life.
Damn, that's crazy. I can though. I meet a lot of transgender people.
I guess it just depends on the area, but like
Yeah, you
to
in
me, it's kind of like,
Louisiana. I thought it was turned up out in
I
Louisiana.
mean, it is, but like I'm not interacting, or I don't know if they are or anything like that. But like to
Mm.
me, it's kind of like a non-issue because I'm not really, I'm not really hearing too many instances of
Now I haven't seen it.
transgender
I
people
haven't
trying to
seen
get in
it
sports.
locally. I haven't seen it locally. I just seen it on the news, but I haven't seen it play out locally.
Yeah, like it kind of don't matter to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, because what's the population of transgender people in the country, and then what's the population of transgender people trying to get into these sports in a gender
Yeah, I think
outside of the gender that was assigned to them?
I
I like,
think I think one is too many though. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna cap on that. I do feel like that's crazy. Like you trying to you like biologically you just stronger than the people you compete. I don't think that's fair. I don't agree with that.
I mean, we only really hear the complaint when it comes to biological men trying to transition into playing sports with women. Like, I don't
Yeah.
think nobody really too much care as much about like if a biological woman tries to transition into a man and tries to get into a man, but they don't seem to do that.
I mean
It's just more about
that would be
the opposite
crazy.
end.
That would be crazy to do that. But I mean,
Yeah.
if she I mean, if you want to do that, but at the same time, like I still think that's kind of like maybe they could just have their own sports. That way it's not, set records based on that population versus it cuz like you still got testosterone in your body fighting a woman. That's kind of wild.
I um I think that maybe I kind of feel like it's like a red herring, like it's something to talk about that's
It'll
kind of
throw you
like
off.
not as important. Yeah, like
Mm,
it don't seem like it's enough instances. Like you said, one is, I know you said one is too many,
yeah.
and for the most part, I agree. Like
Like
I got
like
daughters, I don't want my daughters to have to.
I ain't saying we should care about it. I'm saying why the fuck would you even push something like that? Like why would you even consider that? That's like that shouldn't even like the Democrats made it a thing. Like why even lead with stuff like that?
I mean, it has put them in a bad light. I feel like that's where they're getting most of the pushback from.
Yeah,
So
like why did they put that like so in front of them when they should have been talking
yeah,
about issues like groceries and shit, you know?
I don't know. I mean, I know they don't talk about us because they've been practicing benign neglect with us for years. They just kind of count on our vote when it comes to black people. So I don't know. It's kind of a touchy situation when it comes to that. You definitely got to dance around the way you answer questions in regards
Definitely
to
gotta dance
the
around that
trans
shit,
community.
man. Yeah, could get away probably. Well, I ain't even gonna say that. Damn, I forgot. I ain't famous yet. I'm gonna wait. But okay, keeping it pushing though. That that's not the biggest concern in America. No, like that doesn't. That's not gonna fuck up America either way that go. Uh, right. But I still feel like the Democrats like lost on purpose or some shit. Like it felt like they just didn't try.
I think the Democrats just kind of count on us to always come bail them out in the end, and we didn't do that this time.
Yeah, cause a lot
I,
of black men went over to the other side.
yeah, you had a shift of black men, and you had a minor shift of black women too. Like there was an increase in black women who voted for Trump this time around. Black people are kind of socially conservative. You know, black people was the last group to come around on uh, gay marriage
Yeah,
statistically.
yeah,
So like,
yeah,
you know,
Yeah, it is deep like that,
You
but
you got a lot of like you watch them Boosie interviews. He always be like, "I'm a Southern Baptist." Like you got a lot of black people that's like that still. Like they came up in the church. They still hold those values when it comes to LGBTQ plus topics.
yeah,
So that's enough to push them away or make them at least not vote at all.
yeah. I feel like okay, it's crazy, bro. Like the same shit I heard Malcolm X talk about sometimes. If a black man stand up and say that shit today, he gonna sound like a Republican.
I I agree. What the Nation of Islam was always like we talking about Muslims, so they of course are extremely socially conservative,
Hmm.
but where they were liberal at was the cry for black liberation. So that's the liberal part. Because now you're
Yeah,
talking about a
but
revolutionary act.
I don't think they wanted integration though. I think they wanted to stay separate. I think they wanted their own state.
Well, see, if they were to get their own state, like if they were to be granted their own sovereign land, like that's not conservatism. That's a huge change.
Mm,
That's liberal. You know, like those words are literal.
okay.
To conserve, conservatism means to conserve. So to conserve would be
Mm.
for black people to still be slaves and not have any rights. So for the Nation of Islam to say that not only
So
do we want
that's
our own rights, we
that's
want
what that
our
means
land.
to you when you hear conservative, the
Yeah,
conserved.
that's the conserve core traditional American values. That's why they beat on that Constitution like that.
Damn. So they be saying that ain't what it mean though. That's what they be saying. Like that ain't what
Exactly.
that
They want
flag
to
mean. That's what they say. They say it's just a part of my heritage. They be saying.
exactly. They want to conserve things. To be liberal means to want things to change. You want some kind of change. So
Mr.
the Nation of Islam wanted change.
Yeah, I feel like fuck the system and let's start our own shit. But I don't know how well that would go. Like I don't feel like America would never be comfortable with the black man getting eye level with the white man. I think that shit they'll blow this bitch up before they let that happen.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
So like
It'll be the world's largest parking lot before they let us have it.
yeah, they fuck no. And I feel like yeah. So cause to me, I feel like to be honest, I can't say that I'm 100% against Trump. Like I think he is setting us up to get spanked though. But at the same time, it was like we was headed in a crazy ass direction though. Like I don't, it was just like damn, we headed in a weird place regardless. And it's like I think black people just like fuck it, I'll just take racism before I take the other. I think niggas just really thought like that, like damn, I'll just fuck it. Like, cause it felt
I
like we
think
was
so
going
too.
to a weird place,
I
and it was
think I
getting
think
weirder
black
by the
people
day.
thought I think black people thought we've seen racism before and we know what it is, so shit we could do it again. But I
Yeah.
don't think they really anticipated how far Trump and the Republican Party is willing to roll things back. Like I know you probably heard the same thing growing up, the same that I heard growing up, and that's that once all these older people die out, racism will die out too, and we'll continue to progress. But
Mm.
that comes with the ideology that progress is linear and it's not. You know what I'm saying? Like you can progress 10 steps, but you can always regress too, and you can regress 40 steps.
Yeah, they
So
say it swing. The pendulum swings, bro. When it
the
do a
pendulum
hard
gonna
left, it do
swing.
a hard right. Uh, I gotta take another caller soon. I love this conversation though. I gotta have you on him over. Like I'm fucking with what you saying. You
For
saying
sure.
you saying and you smooth with it. You ain't even saying too much. You saying enough. Um, anything you want to leave on before I let you go?
Uh, Nah, I think we covered a lot, man. Just
Yeah.
protect yourself, protect your family, try to get things in place, and try to get out of the middle class if you can, because I don't think it's gonna be one too much longer.
Hey, I promise it. They good in that bitch. if you got anything you want to promote, like even if you want to drop one of your articles, bro, drop it in the chat if you want to. You ain't got to, but shit, that'll be nice, bro. Put these people on game.
For sure, for sure. I'm working on some new. I'm trying to I'm trying to maneuver lightly. I had to shut down on my social media for a little while, man. Like,
Okay.
I'm trying to get a certain job,
Yeah.
and like they've been trying
Hey,
to
look at
use it.
your shit.
They've been trying to use it against me. They've been sabotaging me. I was told I had a big role, bro, a big promotion, and somebody
Yeah.
came behind me and pointed them to my social media. They took it away.
Damn. I was like this nigga Huey Freeman growing up or
I'm
some
too much
shit.
for the niggas. I'm getting myself in trouble trying to help these niggas.
Yeah, nah, man. But hey, keep coming through, man. I'm gonna stay in touch with you, Brad, man. Much love, bro.
All right, brother.
There you go. Clap it up for Mr. Rez. Rez, man. Young, educated brother, man, with a doctorate degree, man. Gotta love that, man. You gotta love when you get people on here with good education, man, that can back up what they saying. Now I am unbiased though. Like I'm not fully convinced that Trump doing it, but damn, he doing a lot though. He doing a lot. It making me uncomfortable. I ain't gonna lie, but cooler heads will prevail. Maybe I don't know. But now we finna get another person on the line. Let me get him in here. Thank y'all for waiting patiently with me. Y'all want to see the intro again? Shut a lie real quick, and I'm gonna run that intro. Shut a lie for your boy. Why I run the intro? Cause I feel like the intro go hard. I'm proud of that intro. Damn, where is it? There you go. Boom.
Okay, what's poppin'? Way too many people tryna stop 'em. Whoa, a lot of talk. Ay, how you tell but never show? I show you how I'm rockin'. Whoa, hot as fish grease. Need my bands, do my dance with the increase. Welcome to the big leagues. This the big leagues. Need my jersey in the rafters. You know when I leave it ain't gon' be nobody after. If you scared, call your past, go to church or something. I've been in here working some. Been heartbreak, I'm hurting some. I was up all night, I seen the sun come up a verse or something. I feel alright. Drag the curtains on them. Hey, whoa. Hopping it quick, I go. I take this ain't old. I just slid, I know. Okay, what's poppin'? Way too many people tryna stop.
Yo. Let me get you on. Let me get you right. We got the next caller. He coming in on video. I'm sure he got a lot to say. I know he been patiently waiting in the chat. He probably like, man, let me educate these people. I'm looking for the boom. Right, okay. Let me get you on the screen. Get him on the screen, man. Get him on the screen. You still there? I think we lost him. Can you hear me? Oh, there you go. Can you hear me? Oh, I ain't got the mic. Damn, that's crazy. He probably thinking. My bad, y'all. Can you hear me? Yeah, it was me. It wasn't you. It was me. Let me get you on here though. Let me hang that up. Put you on here, man. My bad. Let's get them on here. Open it up for him. All right, Mr. Baptiste, live and direct from Louisiana, right?
Yes, sir.
Let's go, man.
I can't see you though. It's just me I see. That's supposed to
Yeah,
be like
you
that?
yeah, you ain't gonna see me. But they see
Okay.
us though. They see
All
us.
right. That's a
Um
bet.
so let's jump right into it, man. Introduce yourself and shoot, man. Cause I know it been heavy on the left side.
Yeah, one question though. If I had the Facebook pulled up at the same time, would it mess with the feed?
Yeah, yeah. You if you can pull it up on another device, but if you pull it up on your phone, it's gonna take you off video.
Hear me?
Yeah, I hear you now.
Yeah. But nah, it's all good. I don't need it. But I'll introduce myself, man. My name is Gerald Baptiste, born and raised in New Orleans.
Let's
Um,
go.
did my college in the great state of Mississippi. I hold Mississippi near and dear to my heart. Um, I went to the Southern Miss. Got done there. Went to New York. Couldn't survive the winter and moved back to the city. And moved back to New
Go.
Orleans, and I've been there ever since. Um, so if anybody knows New Orleans, at one point in time we was America's uh, most black-owned city. You had the most black homeowners here in New Orleans by percentage. Um, and then after Hurricane Katrina, that all kind of switched.
Okay.
Home ownership started, becoming less of a thing. And you had a lot of people who were baby boomers and older who owned a lot of the property.
Mm,
Um, yeah, so that's a little bit about me, man. Just in terms of like the political scene, like every other black person our age, we grew up Democrat basically because that's what our parents were and our grandparents. Um, and that's really where that stops. Uh, and this is just based off my research and my history. I understand you had some very, very smart individuals on this call before me, uh, and I find that intelligence comes in many different ways,
mm,
many different places. Um, but I'm also one, who believes that learning is for always, right?
yeah.
Uh, that was something that was drilled into me as a young kid in high school. Learning is for always. So I am a sponge. Outside of college, I basically I'm self-educated. A self-educated entrepreneur. And when you do research, most successful entrepreneurs are self-educated individuals.
Mm.
Because I know the Department of Education don't teach you how to be an entrepreneur.
Not at
Um,
all. Not at all.
and I know you have some specific topics that you want to hit in our short time, so I won't keep too much of the time talking about who I am and where I come
Yeah,
from.
go ahead and let them know, man. Cause yeah, let them know how you feeling, man. Cause I feel like you rocking a different way. You know.
Yeah, I am on the other side of the pendulum from the other callers,
Yeah.
uh, but I will say that I was on their side of the fence at one point.
Okay.
Now you're looking at a guy. My profession, I'm into development, real estate, construction. Uh, I was a big proponent of employing my own people and creating jobs for my own people,
Mm.
simply because I knew that um, hiring people and working with people really has nothing to do with racism, but more so
Mm.
about uh, who you're comfortable with and who you're comfortable around and who you know.
Okay.
So when you look at things, because I was a guy, like I felt like I was on real brief. I was on a call. It was a Zoom call because of an entrepreneurship organization that I'm in,
Mm-hmm.
uh, where Mark Cuban was the speaker. And Mark Cuban said something that, it resonated with me well. He was like, his business didn't start, this when he was the owner of the Mavs. He was like,
Okay.
the Mavs really didn't start taking off in revenue until he became a more diverse company. So he started hiring the Asian. The Asian includes anybody from India to Russia to, China.
Okay.
He was like, I started hiring, black people. I started hiring the Vietnamese, which is Asian too. I started hiring all these different people from different walks of life. You know what I'm saying? That's when I started seeing business boom. It wasn't because he hired people from different walks of life. It's because those people from different walks of life could then go into their communities and bring those people into his place, for
Okay.
lack of better terms. But during my journey, man, as a developer, real estate guy, I was a fan of Trump, right? As a businessman,
I think a lot of
probably
black
like
people were back in the day.
exactly,
Yeah.
that, and that's why you have him in all the rap songs. He was literally the white poster boy for white
Yeah.
folks.
Yeah. Yeah.
You feel
Yeah.
me?
Yeah.
And they did a 180 on him. They just flipped the switch on him, and I've never seen that before, right? In my lifespan.
Mm.
And just from talking to my mom, who's a baby boom, I was like, "Mom, you ever seen them switch up on a white boy like that?" And just slander him. And
Yeah.
like dude was in Home Alone. He in all the movies. He, everywhere. Cribs. I want to be like Trump. When this was
Yeah.
Trump,
Yeah.
he was everywhere, bro. And for them to just switch up on him like that, what I'm saying? It was maddening. And I was one that switched. I was like, nah, man, like I'm a Trump guy, but he doing this politic thing. I ain't really feeling that. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Stick to
Yeah.
real estate and let's keep it moving. But you know, I begin to think he was a racist, and I'm looking at the Central Park Five documentaries and all this and all
Oh
that, and then
yeah.
one day, bro, it just hit me. Well, I'm gonna be honest, man. I'll drop this on you real quick. I'm pretty sure y'all familiar with the Cardell Hayes situation with Will Smith, him shooting the Saints player and stuff like that. Well, the shooter actually is a guy I played all-star football with, and I know him very well. And I attended the trial. And when I was in the trial, I would then go read what the media would say after the trial. And I saw that it wasn't exactly how everything went down in the courtroom.
Mm.
So that was
Yeah.
really my first opportunity to see
High
how the
media.
media manipulate and destroy people's character.
Right. Right. Right.
You understand?
Right.
So when I seen that, it was because my partner went through what he went through. I was like, you know what? If they could do this to him, let me go back and really see what's going on with Trump. And man, after I started digging and I started really reading the stuff, like with the whole Central Park Five, how they was talking about, he took the ad out in the newspaper. I went and read the ad, and in the second paragraph, he was like, whites, blacks, Asians, and Hispanics deserve to be able to walk in the park safely and not be attacked, this, that, and the other. And I'm like, well, a race is not going to include no other race. I've never heard David Duke include other races in his ideology,
Mm.
not even in the movies. And I was like, well, if he was racist, he'd only be saying this for white folks. He wouldn't be saying this for black folks. Then I came across a video that was like early 90s where he was like, yeah, if I had to start all over, I would want to do the business world as an educated black.
Yeah, I
Because I
did. I
feel
saw
in this,
that. I saw that.
I seen this years ago. Then I started reading how when Jesse Jackson was running for president, he gave him an office in his building for free.
Mm.
Then I started reading how, he was doing all these different things. He gave a business loan to a black business owner. The black business owner came back with a check to pay him back. He looked at the check, ripped it up, and said, have a successful business.
Mm.
So, just seeing these different things and being able to be around different conservative individuals, like I was blessed to be around Judge Joe Brown. We had went ate
Hey,
lunch,
hey, he
and
be going. He be going
man, he
out.
goes ham, bro. He goes ham. I was blessed to be in his presence. He's one of our good ones. You know what I'm saying? But long story short, bro, I started doing some different research, and then I started really looking at like everything, like the whole Charlottesville thing and what he was saying. And instead of just going to look at the news clip from CNN, I started to go and watch the whole speech, right? Regardless how I
Okay.
feel about it, because you got to
Yeah.
remember, at this time, I switched up on it. You
Yeah.
feel me? So I'm not pro-Trump at this time.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at the stuff and I'm like, well, damn, if this what the media could say. And then there's this documentary called The Men Who Built America.
Okay.
And there's a scene in this documentary called The Men Who Built America, where the richest folks, who was Rockefeller, if you do any research on Rockefeller, you'll know what he's about and what he implemented and how he basically implemented what we know as the Department of Education that came from what he established called the General Education Board,
Mm-hmm.
where his wife started getting the other wives together and started creating black colleges to educate black people in the manner in which they wanted us to be educated.
Mm.
And that same system of education is still here today. And I know we were talking about the Department of Education. I actually like the fact that they're getting rid of it because all it did was mass incarcerate black folks.
Mm.
It made us tax takers instead of inventors. When you think about everything that's great in the world, bro, the lady who created the cell phone, the man who created the World Wide Web, they was not educated by the Department of Education. The
Mm.
Department of Education was established in 1980.
Yeah.
They educated us, bro. Our
Mm.
generation, we the most jail generation.
Damn. Okay.
You
Damn.
understand? They
Yeah.
created the school to prison pipeline with the Department of Education.
Damn.
I can show y'all stats in which leading up to 1980, black folks' illiteracy rates was decreasing since the 1800s. We was getting smarter. They dumbed us down.
Mm.
Also, the time because you mentioned this earlier, and there's a documentary on this because that was a time where white folks wouldn't even sell to us
Mm.
until they did a study. And that's the real reason why they integrated everything, because they wanted our money. They didn't want our presence. Because at this time, before integration, our wealth was growing at 4 times the rate of any other race in America. We owned way more land. Our women was married at 82%.
Mm.
Now, if you look at the same statistics, we own nothing, we control nothing, and our women are married at 22%. Now, if you look at the white woman at that time, she was married at 32%. Now, if you look at it today, the same white woman is married at 83%. Sound like somebody figured us out after
Flip that
studying us
shit.
and flipped the switch.
Damn. Look,
That's what they do, bro.
I I'm gonna give you 3 more minutes because we did start late with you. I got a
Yeah.
person in the chat. Miss Dubo says she said responding to your dismantling of the Department of Education. She said demolishing a system without a plan to replace or improve it is reckless.
So, in terms of that, and I'm glad because I can end on this. There's this myth and this fear that us as people, as black people, that things are going to change. The only thing is changing is the way that the money is administered, and they're getting rid of the waste of people in DC just sitting in the office or at their home collecting a 6-figure check to do nothing.
Mm.
They're allocated, the funds that are allocated and the protections that we have from the Civil Rights Act are still intact. A president cannot attack a bill, a signed legislative bill enacted by Congress. He cannot rescind that by executive order. It has to be an act of Congress to change anything with the Civil Rights Bill. So anything with civil rights is staying in place. That is a lie. It is a myth. It is not true. Now, in terms of the way that everything is going to be administered, school lunches is no longer going to be administered. Well, that's managed by USDA. IEPs and accommodations plans for students that may be a little bit behind will not be touched. That will be handled by Department of Human Services. In terms of other funds that was allotted for the Department of Education to go to our schools, that still will be managed in terms of like Pell Grant for colleges and things of that nature, is now being handled by the Treasury Department, which that's who it should be handled by. If you
Yeah.
default on the loans, it goes to the
Yeah,
Treasury Department.
it go to the
So,
first.
there has to be this strong educational piece with our people. We need to understand how government works. You know what I'm saying? Like, even with the tariffs are, yeah, look, we may feel a little crunch in the beginning, but the incentive is to get companies to move back over here and create jobs over here, and the prices are gonna go down over here.
We used to have the factories over here, but then they incentivized all the factories leaving. That's why places like Detroit, Baltimore, all your black cities
Damn.
with these defunct
They
factories,
yeah.
bro, they're depleted. They're going bankrupt because nobody is there. The
Mm.
corporation and the industry has left.
That's where
They
the
went to
hood at
watch
now.
this, bro. Watch this, bro. Soon as Biden got in, guess what Ford did? And y'all can go fact check this. You can Google this. Soon as Biden got in, Ford announced that they was creating a plant in Mexico.
Mm.
Come on, bro. They incentivizing going to get slave labor, you know what I'm saying? So they ain't got to pay American wages, you know what I'm saying, to American people. And that's why all our cities and all our wealth is being, you know what I'm saying, stripped from us because we was the ones working them jobs. We live in the inner city. And it was like, well, the educational piece with the public schools. Well, when you think about it, you got poor, dumb white people too. And they live in rural areas more than we do. We live in the inner cities.
Yeah, we in the inner city. Yeah.
You
Right.
understand? So I'm like, when they say, well, rural white folks, this, that, I'm like, well, hold up, bro. Most black folks in the city, in the education is just sending our boys to jail.
Yeah. We definitely turned up for that.
You know what I'm saying? But I know we only had a little time, bro. I appreciate you having me on. I love to call back and expound on some of this stuff.
Yeah, you
There's a
gotta
lot to unpack in 15 minutes.
yeah, you gotta call
Um,
back. I'm gonna get you a 30-minute slot, bro. I need you and Rez on the 30-minute slot. You go, then I'm gonna let him go. Cause both of you, I mean, you can be smart and be wrong.
all day.
You know what I'm saying?
Listen, bro, I tell people I got a degree. A degree don't make you smart. That means you can remember shit.
He
That
good at
means you can
memorizing.
read. That means you can write a paragraph. What makes you smart is knowing that you're a lifetime student and you can
Okay.
always be taught. You feel me? I can learn something, bro. Watch this. I got kids. I learn something from my kids every day, bro.
Yeah.
I'm humble enough to be able to admit that. You feel me? And I think that's one thing we struggle with as a people too, because we be the first ones, like a lot of our generation are the first ones to do things in our families and stuff like that, because it was a different fight for them. You
Yeah.
feel me? It was a different toil for them. They toil and they fight was different than ours. You feel me? And the next generation behind us, they're gonna have a different fight. Because AI, man, listen, AI about to tell poor black folks and poor white folks up.
Yeah.
Because the Asians run AI.
I'm trying to get jiggy with it too. I'm trying to turn it to a cyborg. But
Yeah, bro.
but look, man, it was good talking to you, man. I'm glad you decided to come on, man. Definitely gonna get you back on more talks, man. Definitely gonna get you
Yeah,
back on more
definitely,
talks.
bro. I appreciate it, man. And it's, I just want to commend you, man, because we need more forums and town halls and open spaces where intellectual black folks can have open debate and open discussion from both sides. We got
Facts.
to get over this emotional stuff where we can't agree to disagree, because watch this. They brought up Malcolm X earlier.
Mhm.
Malcolm X was a great debater, and they
Yeah.
debated opposite. Malcolm X and MLK was on two opposite ends of the pendulum.
Yeah.
You feel me? But they was able to come together and have conversation, and they understood that both of them were still trying to fight for the advancement of black people. You feel
Yeah.
me?
Yeah. Yeah.
But we can't do that if they got us bickering at each other. We can't get past colors. We still on red and blue, but we talking
Yeah.
black.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what be concerning to me too.
Yeah.
Yeah. But look, man, good having you on, man. Jump in the chat, back in the chat if you can. We finna have a
Yeah, most
debate.
deaf.
And look, I'm rocking with you, man. I'ma definitely get you back on, man.
Most deaf, brother.
Oh,
Appreciate you.
all right. Give it up for Mr. Baptiste. Mr. Baptiste. Now, now, now we finna have the debate. We finna have the debate. We got Democrat Chris versus Professor X. Hold up. I'm sending out the messages now. I'm telling them to get in the chat, get in the thing. Let me get them right, man. I had to change out the Let's Get Ready to Rumble, man. They hit me with a copyright. Copyright. I was like, damn, I can't use Let's Get Ready to Rumble. That's crazy. But yeah, we finna get these folks on. Dang, I thought I had clicked off of that. Waiting for them to load up. All right, send it to them. This time, I got control of the mic, though. I don't think I'm gonna need it, but I got control of the mics. If we get another Doctor Strange on here, hold up. Moment of silence again. If we get another Doctor Strange on here, I can't cut their mic off without cutting Chris' mic off. But I'm rocking with Professor X, though. I'm hoping he brings something that y'all like. Oh. Getting them ready. Hold tight. Mr. Barrett has his questions on deck. Oh, I gotta turn my mic on. My bad. They can't even hear me. Yeah, with it. Can yeah. Yeah, I got you muted so they can't hear you. We waiting for Democrat Chris. See what he on. You rocking with it. We see how I set that up, huh? Right before. Bet. I'm calling Chris. I'm gonna run the intro one more time for y'all. I'm calling Chris. We trying to get it together. You know, a surprise fight. You know, trying to get the money right.
Okay, what's poppin'? Way too many people trying to stop them. Whoa, a lot of talk. Hey, how you tell but never show? I show you how I'm rocking. Whoa, how this fish grease? Need my bands, do my dance with the increase. Welcome to the big leagues. This the big leagues. Need my jersey in the rafters. You know when I leave it ain't gon' be nobody after. If you scared, call your past, go to church or something. I been in here working some, been heartbreak, I'm hurting some. I was up all night, I seen the sun come up a verse or something. I feel alright. Drag the curtains on them, hey. Whoa, hopping it quick, I go. I take this ain't old. I just slid, I know. Okay, what's poppin'? Way too many people trying to stop.
And we still waiting for Democrat Chris. I hope he ain't fell asleep on me, man. I know y'all been waiting for it. I know y'all been waiting for it. Let's see. I'll give him a few minutes, man. Hey, sometimes it be like that. We gonna see. We gonna see. We gonna see. But man, what a great podcast this has been, man. This has been one of my favorite episodes, man. I think Professor X is feeling the same way. Like, we had some real good callers tonight, man. Let's clap it up for the callers, man. Clap it up for the callers. Clap it up for the callers, man. Hopefully we get to have this debate, man. This be my favorite part of the show. But you know, things do happen. Everything don't go how you plan it to go, you know? But we gonna see. We gonna see. We gonna give them a few more minutes. If not, we might take somebody out the audience. If somebody feeling like they, you know what I'm saying, can talk heavily on the debate side. Let's see. Let's see. We waiting. We waiting. Man, how you feeling, Professor X? Let me let you talk to the chat, man. Put you on the chat, man. How you feeling, man? How you feeling?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah, we hear you.
I'm feeling good, man. I mean, the foundation of me, man. I love my black people. I love everybody. That if you can know the human being the proper way, which we all have our differences and our prejudices and our stereotypes of the next person, even in our own black community. Based look, whether you got a haircut or you got locks in your hair, we all have our stereotypes. But I love the conversation that's been in here on both sides. You
Yeah.
know, because I'm part of both sides. You know, right now with this election, I went to the right. You know, because of certain things, which is not that is not that deep on why I did, because my ultimate goal is to be able to do for self, and is, you know, I don't want to cuss and, you know, watch my words, but it's forget the government overall and let's do for self, and let's move this black dollar a lot more inside our communities than we do. We allow other people to infiltrate us a lot, and it's our fault. It ain't nobody else's fault. So I'm away from victimhood nowadays. I used to be a part of that, man. You know, it's the man's fault. It's the man's fault. You know, and my dad and them had to deal a lot more with that than what as time went on, as we do. We still may face discrimination and racism, but nowadays, man, I ride around with a gun in my car for a person that looked like me, sadly, right? You
Mm,
know, I don't want to be robbed by this nigga over here or this nigga over there. If I go through a certain hood, a certain area, and it's sad that I have to be like that. I ain't never robbed with no gun because no racist person, and they still out there. They deep off in them woods somewhere, you know, and you know, they could be next door and they just playing it off. You know, it comes in different shapes. But my whole point is, man, just as a people, we have to do better, man, because everybody else is shacking up. You know, I don't know if I'm being long winded or not. You know, I'm just
nah,
kind of
man.
buying time to wait for Chris to come on, because I'm excited to even talk to this brother and even learn from him. But I enjoy hearing Reds talk. Even the lady from New Jersey express. I love when a person can hold themselves accountable. She said, "Well, I have to start learning to do stocks and learn
Mm,
about cryptocurrency." She said Bitcoin, but it's cryptocurrency, and and that's one type of cryptocurrency, which is Bitcoin. But just doing that, like, that's what we need.
yeah.
All this bickering back and forth, and like people have been losing family members and friends behind this, going either with Trump or going either with uh trying to choose Kamala Harris. And it's a shame that we letting that come in between how I treat you. Like I still treat you the same, but because I seen the reason I'm going with Trump or the reason I'm going with Kamala is this reason, and it's mainly on Democrat side doing away with people that's going Republican. It ain't people that's on Republican side mainly. I'm sure it is some, but that's
Yeah,
on the Republican side saying I don't fool with this Democrat because it's all race based and foundation. That's the foundation of all this. Even when I heard Rez talk, when he speak. Love the way he speak. I love the way he articulate himself. I like that. I like the way Chris talk. I've been listening to other, you know, the podcast, just listening to him and how he debates and keeps his cool, calm, and speaks
yeah, he got
his
a good
points.
composure about himself.
Yeah, and you always had that as well. I mean, you stay unbiased on here, but when I heard Baptiste, is that his name? That's his last name,
Yeah,
right?
that's his last name, Gerald Baptiste.
He dope. Like I love the way he just spit out that information. So I'm forever a student. I know I got Professor X as the alias, man, but I'm forever a student. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah,
Forever that I'm first. I'm that first. I'm forever learning. When I've experienced different white people, Asian people, and because I have a personality where it can be considered friendly. I've had cousins in that's or people that grew up in lower income areas like me say, man, you a little bit too friendly, bro. You gotta edge it back. And I did. I listen. I'm a student. So let me fall back a little bit, but I ain't gonna take away who I am because it allowed me to learn people
yeah.
by being that. Now I'm in this Asian house, this dude that's Asian and black, or this guy that's straight Asian, or this guy that's white, and I'm learning people and I'm getting rid of stereotypes and prejudice that I had of that white boy or that Asian. Cause we always we stereotype too. We ain't the only ones getting stereotyped. We say the white, they for the white, every white man ain't racist.
Mm,
Every person that's white not racist, and every person that's black with dreads or cornrows or whatever ain't no criminal trying to rob you. You see what I'm saying? We all dealing with the same thing, but yes, things were social engineered against us in the beginning, to try to keep us down because we are the gods on earth. You understand? And it gets even. I go deeper than that, man, but it ain't even about that because, like I say, my foundation is not even politics. It's more so of like black power and how
mm,
Christianity kind of ruins certain things or how certain religions ruin certain things. And that'll be an argument in itself because people, just like politics, are real close to their religion. Like
yeah.
I went down that road of learning different religions and seeing the finesse and like
What
Baptiste, huh?
what made you ruined? What you talking about? Ms. Dubose ruined. What she's saying ruined? I don't know what she mean. Yeah, it look like the debate might not happen, man. We may have lost Democrat Chris. I don't know.
Yeah, some things happen, man. That man probably had. Hopefully,
Yeah,
wish
hopefully
him well,
everything
man. Hopefully,
good.
everything's good with him. First and foremost.
Yeah,
Um, and we can always do this thing again, but first, hopefully, he's okay though. That's the main thing I'm
yeah,
thinking, and we all should be thinking.
yeah. Hopefully everything okay. As a black man though, what makes you see Trump's side as more appetizing?
Um, being that my my ex, and it's crazy how I hate marginalize myself into this box, bro. But at the same time, me seeing that my ex party, the Democrat, it was nothing happening, man. It's been for years. I'm tired of getting politic talk, and I'm talking on the surface level right now. I'm tired of getting politician talk when you work giving me word salad about stuff that is simple to answer. And then from there, starting to see like, man, the economy going down. We getting more and more in debt. And I want to say to people that all debt ain't bad. Like when you in a real estate, or if you having good debt, is some debt that's gonna cause you debt for a little bit, that's gonna bring you money over time, which is an asset. But we having plenty of liability debt and no accountability for where the money is going. And it's been going. I was first. Um, what's the word I'm looking for? I was first. It was brought to my attention by my father that was in the military, and he was telling me certain parts that they will buy, and the amount of the part that they will buy in retail, the fair market, they'll mark it up like 3 or 4, 5 times for the military, and they just spend this stuff.
Yeah,
And then I'm not thinking nothing of it at the time because I was younger, but realizing that that money that's being spent is our money when we work. And as you get older, you working for your bills and you try to get that 40, 60 hours of overtime with whatever job you working at if you get paid hourly. And then when you get that and you don't hit that exempt button,
Yeah.
if you don't do that and them federal and states come out, you be like, dog, I planned on getting this. And they took all this. So think about that for millions of people that get that. And that money is going somewhere being blowed, being given to people that we don't even have no business in their business. Like we're struggling right here in America as it is. Potholes everywhere. The hoods need to be fixed up. The middle class, they talk about the middle class. There has been no middle class for a while. That's a whole facade. It's a whole bunch of people with a lot of income and a lot of debt. It don't even exist. It's either you high class or you low class. That's it when it comes to financial classism and stuff like that. But so going back, not to get veered too far off, seeing nothing being done, man, and being talked to like I'm a child, like you think I'm stupid, you saying all this, and then what really kicked it off is I start seeing the masculinity being trying to be taken away. Like that's the most feared individual in the world is a masculine male.
Mm.
More specifically a masculine black male, heterosexual one at that. And
I think the white man got us beat. I think he feared too. The masculine
no, no,
white
no,
man.
no, no, no. He feel us. He feel us. They feel inferior.
There you go.
They're inferior to us. That's why you get. And I can't say all of them like that. See, I don't want to get caught up in talking group talk, but a lot of them are. A lot of them are, and some of them are cool though. That's the thing. It ain't no competition. But the most feared individual is a black man that's heterosexual, and he got masculine running all through him. Ain't scared about
Mm.
nothing, because that's who a warrior is, and that's who gonna jump out there. And then his son is gonna have his DNA. So I'm scared of that little nigga too. You know, we gotta watch him because he gonna be the next Messiah. You know, the FBI director was saying that about Malcolm X and them. Like, we gotta prevent the next Messiah from
Yeah,
rising.
that's
That's
documented, man.
ain't
Pro
that
and Terra
crazy?
Pro. The prevention of the Black
COINTELPRO, they were
Messiah. Yeah, that's documented.
they study us more than we study ourselves because we are so fear friendly and spiritual people, dog. We invite people. The fall of the plight of the black man, but let me not get off on that. So when I seen the homosexuality being pushed, that bothered me too. And I'm not a homophobe. I got family members and people that I know that are, and I'm cool with them, and I fight about them if you disrespect them. But they know, hey, don't say this around this. And first of all, I ain't going to that club that y'all go to. We not kicking it over there. But I love you, bro, and I know you have a different sexual preference, so I'm not gonna judge you. As I got older and mature, at first, when you young, you're homophobe, and you're like, yeah, you talking about niggas and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
as you mature, you learn that these people too, man, and he has a different sexual preference, whether you agree with it or not. Don't
Mm.
mistreat that man and don't call that man out his name. You know
Mm.
what I'm saying? So with that being said, but I still have a problem with them underlining these things with homosexuality in our kids and pushing
Mm.
this. The DEI thing, it's not about black and white. It's about this transgender thing. Why you think they doing this stuff? They pushing all this stuff so you can't discriminate against them too. You need to have them, which a lot of discrimination wasn't even going. Like, how on your hands can you really account for the quota that they supposed to have in each one of these jobs, and are you being discriminated against because you didn't get that job? Like, do you really know
Mm.
that you haven't, that you were or not? Because who is accounting for this? They're not even accounting for billions of dollars. So who's really accounting for paperwork? Like, this is how many blacks y'all supposed to have at this warehouse. And
Yeah.
y'all supposed to, and who was coming through? Only people that I knew that come through in these warehouses was OSHA, trying to see, are y'all doing things the proper way? And then these restaurants, the food service
Yeah,
people
also
to grade them. Ain't
doing
nobody.
bad.
Have you ever heard like, man, hey, what you call them coming through today, man? Y'all might want to say something to them because you've been feeling
They
discriminated.
probably
The
don't have to
the
come
D,
through though. They probably can just look on paper. But
they ain't coming through. They don't exist.
say
They
that
don't
shit don't
exist.
exist.
It's all this stuff is race baiting us, man. It's tricking us, and we've been
Mm.
tricked for a long time. The media knows how. The media knows how to do things. When I first found, that's what made me start to lean to the right. I'm like, man, I've been tricked, man. This
Mm.
thing ain't what it seems, bro. I'm waking up because I'm waking. When I had the realization when it came to religion, it's like, damn, we beefing. Like, the biggest wars is about religion and ideology. This Muslim versus this Christian versus this Jew over here, this Ashkenazi Jew. It's different types of Jews, different types of Christians. Like, think about that. It's Baptist, Methodist. Even when I go to, I've attended a church that's Methodist, and they'll be saying kind of like throwing like little slight at Baptist churches. Like we do this over here. Like everything is a gang and everything, but naturally people
Mm.
section off based off of ideology. That's just natural. It's gonna
I
forever
think
be like that.
I think Miss Mary got some smoke for you, man. Hold up. I think it was. Did you say something about something being ruined earlier? Did you say something was ruined?
You speaking to me?
Yeah, yeah. Did you say something was ruined earlier?
No, somebody else. I heard you reading something. Say somebody say ruin, and you ain't fully understand.
Yeah, I think that was.
I thought.
I think they wanted you to expound on something, but I guess that she said we actually had to shake up our offices to make sure we had racial and gender balance. Chat.
Yeah, we
People in
did.
the chat. Miss Dubose, Miss Brianna, take some ask some questions. What y'all got? I think I see y'all getting a little active. Do y'all
Yeah,
have
speak on it.
anything y'all wanna say? So as
Yeah, I would
Professor
love.
X views,
Yeah, I would love that. But this is what we need. This is what we need. Communication like this. I love for you to disagree with me and help me out. I'm trying to learn from you too. Maybe I'm wrong in how I'm thinking or how I feel.
Mr. Baptiste said the only DEI removed was the DEI being funded to push LGBTQ.
Thank you, man. And I like the way that brother, and I have to do better. That's why I love talking like this to get better at throwing these things. And I got my little notes right here. But man, all this stuff is through experience, intuition, and looking at stuff and looking into stuff. I'm not just baited on just media talk and they going off of one thing. But once I see again me talking about the and I'm saying the word wrong, like the demasculation. What's the opposite of masculine or masculation? Is it demasculating or demasculation of? Am I saying that properly, man? James?
I mean, you saying the word right? I don't know the opposite of the
Well, if I'm saying the word right.
opposite of masculinity. I guess would be
No,
femininity.
no, I'm saying when you're trying to take away somebody masculinity, you're demasculating them, or
Yeah,
you
yeah,
demasculating.
demasculated. Yeah,
Okay, so that's what's been going on. That's the under thing. That's even when they got Obama in and he, went for the gay marriage thing. Like they
I
know
said
if you put
emasculate. Okay.
emasculate. Okay, I think whoever helped me out with that, I appreciate that. And but when they know us, they study us, like put a black face in. That's how we got sold into slavery. You think no white folks went over there or whoever took us? Because it's more than just it was the Arab or Arab trade. You had all kinds of different slave trades. It wasn't just white and black. Like they keep trying to push and talk about all the time.
Oh, okay. I got the
So
question. I got the. Oh, keep going though.
right,
Finish
right.
your
Thank you.
point. Finish your point. Finish your
No, let's talk about her question because I know she want to get some sleep. And
point. She want to
on
get
the
some
thing
sleep.
all night.
She said you mentioned something about religion ruining how we govern society. She
No, I
said,
ain't saying for how we govern society, but yeah, keep going with. I'm sorry.
"Nah, that's how." She said, "I'm paraphrasing, but I would like to hear his point of view." I guess she wants you to expound.
When it came to Christianity, um, and I'm gonna get a little bit, I'm gonna touch a little bit on it. When it
Okay.
came to Christianity, it was more so of a European type of way of thinking. That's why you had the man, the father, what it was, the father, the son, and they took out the woman and put the Holy Ghost in there. See,
Okay.
these European based things were before the Bible was even created with the Council of Nicaea. Because they know they took books out of the Bible and called it the Apocrypha. Why are they taking stuff out of the Apocrypha
Mm,
and doing that stuff? That was a good question of why Rex had a question about why they taking stuff out if they don't matter. Like that's a good question. That's a good thing to look into. Like, all right, in Rez is Democrat. You see what I'm saying? We can still agree with each other. Like, yeah, that is something good to look at, bro. I'm glad you did say that.
yeah.
Even though I'm on the right. But when they took stuff out of the Bible and put it into the Apocrypha, but they took the main thing, they took out the mother, the father, and the son. That before the Bible was made, you had the book of the living and the dead, which they wrote over in Ethiopia and Egypt. And think
Okay.
about this.
So you
Think
saying?
about
So you
huh?
saying? I'm gonna slow it down for you. So you saying that one of the things were from European views where they took out the woman when it came to the Holy Trinity,
Yes,
the Holy
that's
Spirit.
what life is. That's what life is. The mother, the father, and the son. It ain't that deep.
Mm,
They put the Holy Ghost in there. Listen,
okay.
the Council of Nicaea and all this whitewashing that went on while you got the Ten Commandments movie with nothing but white folks, man. You white folks can't be over there in that sun like that. They'll catch melanoma.
It's
It's blacks. That
melanoma.
melanin, we take in that. You will stick out like a sore thumb. You be over there in that region, man. That region was full of, full of Moors.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? Like, man, listen, we've been tricked for a long time, but like I say, the Christianity. So Christianity pushes the wrong thing. They push homophobia. Like they push this stuff. They got people arguing. If you want to go off just the Bible, you got people arguing the color of who Jesus was, and the letter J didn't even
Uh,
exist
hey, Jack, we
back then.
got
Let's
we
talk about
got a
that.
devout Christian in the chat, and she said no, sir. She's
I know. I
saying
mean,
no,
I
sir.
understand her to say no. So just like if I say certain things wrong, and I understand that I understand that, and she could believe. I'm not here to even try to convert nobody to
Okay.
nothing. I'm just go look it up. Don't even believe me. Go look up some of these things that I'm speaking on and do a research. Do a fair research too, because like I say, even I don't care nothing about sourcing. Go to the right source. You got people out here writing papers and trying to slander stuff on purpose to cause confusion. So do deep research on both sides and be fair to yourself and the
Mm,
argument.
okay.
You know, so with that being said, just think about it on a simple thing though. It was the book before Christianity, before the Bible and all that. There was the book of the living and the dead that was out there, and
Mm,
they have the Ten Commandments come from the negative confessions, 32 negative confession of 40. It's something like that. It came from that, but they book the Holy Bible and the book of the living of the dead. The book of the living and dead pre-existed the Bible. So why is that? And why are they over there whitewashing, trying to whitewash the period? Why are they trying to whitewash stuff? Like, so when I start seeing stuff like that's fishy, even when it came to this whole election and seeing Kamala, I don't want to say her name wrong because some people get on me about saying her name wrong, like they know her. And it's like, I was looking at her interviews and I'm listening to her talk about a simple question, and you just what? And then I look at a Trump. This is before I even decided. Then I look at Trump and he answers something straight up. So I'm like, if we pick you, you go over there, get to talking to these dictators and all this, trying to be diplomatic, and you these first of all, you're a woman, so you know how some of them are. They don't respect women. Like, what are you talking to me for? You know what I'm saying? So you already have something against you already, but we done picked you, so we gonna want you to go over there to represent us. And if you go over there and you talking all around, whole bunch of word salad. What are you saying? I just asked you, do you want a grilled cheese or not?
hey, Miss Duval is. I'm finna see if she wanna get on.
Yeah,
I think.
she's heated. I hope
I,
she's not mad. I hope I
I
didn't
don't think she
upset your
mad. I
sister.
think she just like what she say. Your argument is white centered. Then she said you just can't call her Harris. She said you can just call her Harris like you're saying Trump. Yeah, she did bring that to my attention that we not putting the respect on Kamala's name because we call Trump by his last name. We should call
That's what we always
her
did. Nobody
Harris.
never called him Donald. We never called. Nobody never said Donald. We always said Trump. That's just that. It's not
Mm.
no respect thing or this or no.
Well, she's
I'm not
saying you
trying to
do that for.
intentionally being.
She's saying it happens for every president though, Obama, Biden. But when it
No, I'm
came
saying
to
we used to Trump we just used to Trump before president. We call him Trump always, and like she right though what she's saying. So I say Miss Harris is, that I say Miss Harris because I don't want that to be no argument if we go off on that. You know what I'm saying? So, but like I say, I'm not intentionally trying to be disrespectful. I just used to see her name and say Kamala, and I was
mm,
corrected by some people that say Kamala. It's not Kamala.
yeah,
So hey,
it took me
respect.
a while to say Kamala.
Yeah,
Took me
it
a
was easy
while.
to just to roll off, but I don't want to be disrespectful, come off disrespectful.
Yeah, nah, you good. Trying to see if she wanna do. Would you like to get on the call? Not to debate, but I I feel like you have something to say towards the religion piece. He said, "Would you like to add to what he said, or like balance out the conversation with your point of view when it came to the religion being white centered and white thought?" But but yeah, man.
I'm not sure what that means though. White centered and white thought. What she means by that?
I think when you said that it was European centered, the religion we got.
It's European based, like they created it.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. That's what the conclusion I came to of looking up these different things
Oh,
with this Council of Nicaea and all these things like that.
she said sure. She said sure. Let's
Right.
Let's get
Come
on the
come and
link.
teach me something. Come and teach me something.
Okay, I'm about to send you the link, Miss Dubose. But she's sweet though. She's sweet. She's sweet. Like, she ain't rah rah.
No, it's all. It's even if she raw. I mean, we got people like that in our family, man. We gotta learn. Can't get in my feelings because she, I'm just trying to hear what she's trying to say. Or
Yeah,
maybe
y'all.
I can learn from something. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, I might be cousins.
Maybe
I
I'm
don't
wrong.
know. Let me see. Man, we gotta check on Democrat Chris. Where's Democrat Chris? I'm supposed to hope he doing good. Make sure that's the right one.
But yeah, man, that's yeah.
But nah, he doing good, man. Like, man, I hate you didn't get the battle on today, man. But it's
Yeah, I'm
all
about to.
good, man.
I kind of want to get. I got to get ready to get up early this morning, man. But I was just wanted to come on, just to still like just be a caller in person and just speak my piece and like practice doing this debate thing, man. Because I can get a little excited and intense, and I sometimes I don't like I done stirred something up about religion. We ain't even talking about religion. I done stirred something up. See, I was supposed to control the conversation, but I'm just excited to like, at least throw something out there for somebody to go research and then maybe I'll open up. That's how things were opened up for me. Somebody throwing out something, and I'm like, let me go look that up before I start trying. And I did, and I just didn't. I got out of that whole thing. It was, I was a Hebrew Israelite at one point. I was a, what you call it, Egyptologist at one point, and then it came back around to just love, like whatever religion you in, and that's what meant to say to her and let her know too, since I know she's kind of speaking on that. Like wherever religion you in, if it's making you a better person, a good person, then do it. Then do it by all means. I'm not judging you by any means. I'm not judging you. If it's making you a worse person and a judgmental person, then let's think some things out. So I'm just speaking on just the backlog on things and how things were created or how things were said to. And we can go research and do some more research on that. Hey, like again, I might be wrong. I might be lost, bro. And I can take that. Even with this Trump thing that I went for. Maybe this thing don't work out like I'm thinking it should. And hey, I can
Mm,
eat that and I take that on the chin and you can say, look, I told you so. And I'm like, yeah, you did, man. I messed up. But I
yeah.
think this thing gonna change for us. I think it is because it got to it. It was just things kept getting worse. Things just kept getting worse,
Like it was
and they
getting worse
lying to
too.
us, and they spending more money. I knew they were blowing money because you got the smartest brains in the world. Why are we in bad debt? This ain't no $1 trillion in good debt that we gonna. It's an asset. We in bad liability credit card type debt. Like why? What's
Mm.
going on? They were blowing money. They were
I
blowing our money.
think we got somebody on the line.
Yeah,
Is that Miss
How,
Dubose?
yeah.
how you doing,
What's
Mr.
up?
Dubose?
What's up?
I'm
What's
good. How are
up?
you?
I'm doing fine. Thank you for coming on and trying to correct me and straighten me up.
Yeah, so I am a Christian, and some of the argument that you were given is the same argument that I hear a lot of Hebrew Israelites have in
Right.
regards to Christianity, the whitewashing of Christianity, which which is fair. That's a fair argument. Any black person in America that is born and raised Christian should have questions. And when you have your questions, I do think we all need to do a deep dive. But then when we do a deep dive, we cannot turn into the people that we are questioning. Meaning, like, I can't make blackness the center of my faith because I am then now becoming the person that I'm upset with. You get what I'm saying? So we are angry with white people for whitewashing Christianity, and then we turn around and then make the entire Bible about blackness and black people, and it erases everybody else. And I think that it we should be careful to not center our blackness as God versus centering God as God, right? So
I'm
if
following you.
white people were to go away, would your argument still stand?
No, they would never. I appreciate that too, that perspective too, and and they will never go away because we the only people that can have white people. So they will always
No,
be
I'm
here.
just saying, like hypothetically, if white people were to go away, if that was
Well,
to happen, would you still feel the same way you feel now? Like I
I
was
don't.
listening to
Uh
a
huh.
speech by Toni Morrison. I really appreciate her work
Uh
and
huh.
her ability to recognize blackness. And she was like, if I took your race away, would you still be any good? Would you still believe the way you believe? And she wasn't even talking in a religious aspect, but I felt like that could bleed into the religious arena. Like, if we take the
Okay.
race away, would we still be who we are?
Like,
And
will we still be black?
would we still be great? Would we still be who we are? Like, I think
Oh yeah,
I
yeah. We
don't I
will.
don't
We
want
will.
to
We will.
idolize my blackness. I am black. I don't want to idolize that. Like, I am proud of my blackness, but it's not.
Hmm.
I am a multifaceted human being.
Right. Okay. I'm following you. I'm following you. Yeah. Yeah. I like that
So,
part too. I like
and
that part. Not.
and then
Uh-huh.
when you went into, like, the oldest Christian church is in Ethiopia, the oldest Bible is in Ethiopia, and then you talked about some of the books of the Bible being taken out, and that is true because you have the book of Enoch that has been taken out. So it's taken, some of those things are taken out because it's like, if you read the full Bible, you get, like, especially in the Old Testament, you get like a lot of genealogy, a lot of lineage, a lot of that type thing going on, especially like in Numbers, especially in the first couple of books. And you get like the book of Enoch that kind of goes into like lineage, and a lot of those things were taken out
So you do
just for
agree?
the
So
simple
you do
fact of,
you agree that books was taken out?
oh yeah, like, it's
So
just plain history.
so
That's just a flat
you
a
ain't
fact.
supposed to touch God's word. Every word in us sacred, right?
We're not
Cause I
supposed to touch God's word. Every word is
mm
sacred. So
hey,
Hey.
what's up?
so
Cause I feel like a
it's
Muslim will chop your head off you touch that Quran.
so you have yes and no. I'm gonna just say it that way. Like, God's word is God's word. Every word in the Bible is God breathed, and I think God is intentional. So
Could I ask you something?
the books that we do have is um what I can't think of the terminology for it, because the actually Catholics are Christian, and Catholics have more books in the Bible than like a Baptist or a Methodist church.
Could you help me out though? Could you help me out? Why is that the case though? Why is stuff being taken out and
Why
why
is
do
it
this
being
person have?
taken out? Just for
Why
the
was
simple
it?
fact it
Yeah.
doesn't change the gospel. Like, and it's just,
So
and
why not
some
keep it in
people.
there?
I mean, you can go do the research yourself.
Oh
Like
no, I
you
would just
say.
I mean you're right, you're right. I just thought you may have the answer or whatnot. But if
No, no,
I
no,
go
no,
do
no.
it though, you're right.
I
I
don't
was just
have
asking.
the. There are.
I was
I
just
can't
asking. That's
think
all.
of the actual word. There are books in the Bible that the Catholics preach from that are not in like the regular, like, Bible, and I don't have the full. I can't think of the term for it because I
Oh,
have heard
It's
it.
okay.
so
It's okay. It's okay.
I think you just misspoke though. In the regular, if the Bible had books in it, we don't got the regular Bible then.
I well, in regards to a westernized
Okay,
standpoint,
the
like,
Europe the
we don't have the
European.
full Bible, but it doesn't change like the message of it.
No,
And then when
I
you
agree
read the
with
Bible,
part of that.
the
Mm.
people in the Bible didn't have the Bible to believe in God. So when you're reading it, you have to read it from the viewpoint of these people don't have the Bible. And then when you get to the New Testament, these people only had the Old Testament. So if all these people were still able to believe in the same God that we were believing in today without having the full Bible, so can we. The
Um,
Bible is just a big history book
yeah,
for the
that's what
most
I thought
part.
it. That's what I thought it was. I thought part of that was, and then part of that was. Well, let me expound on. I'm gonna ask some questions and stuff because I know you said a lot, but I agree with some of the things that you're saying.
Mhm.
But if color didn't matter, why is he saying giving you a description of his skin is like burnt brass? Like why if that's not a thing, Why say it?
I'm not saying it's not. It doesn't matter because God created beauty. He wanted us to see. I hate when people say I don't see color. If you don't see color, you don't see me,
No, okay,
and
I
that's
feel
fair.
you on.
You know what
I,
I'm saying?
I
So,
feel you on that, but like I said, and I like what you said though. Don't idolize it. Like, don't become so. And I'm not that. And I don't know if I came off like that because I'm not out here like thinking that I see a white man and I'm better than you because I'm black. But
hmm
at the same time, I have good attributes. Like that white boy can go off and he's the Viking. He can go off in the cold and live in the cold, and I have to bundle up a lot more than he do. So it's different attributes that we have that are good, that are bad as humans. And even when we talk about human, that word it just got color in it.
Mm.
Human, like hue, the hue that you know what I'm saying. So, but again, we are the beginning. Like we could, you never seen a black person. I mean, a white person have a black child. Like on science, we have white children. They call albinos, and if we take those albinos and we subjugate them into a certain area, and they continue to breed off each other, they will have more albinos and things like that. And then it was said. Now, I don't. We can both go research this. When people were having albinos in Africa and in those areas where a lot of sun was at, they had to move. Some of those people were shunned because a lot of us black folks did bad things too. Like we not perfect. We did some messed up things. We had some messed up kings and stuff like that would throw it off ego wise. You know what I'm saying? Like we not perfect, but they used to shun some of those individuals that were light and stuff like that. And some of them was to protect them. We gonna move them up in these Caucasus Mountains and this. We gonna put them in this area over here.
Mm.
And then over time, when they breed, they probably wasn't even like they probably didn't care about it. They probably looked at them as a witch baby or something at the time when they was having these albinos, and so they'll throw them way up there. And then these people over time will breed, and then they will become Caucasians. You know what I'm saying? And so it's all this stuff. It's the history, and I don't want to get too deep on this, but the
hmm
history, this overall, our history has been turned upside down on us. And even in these schools today, our babies are learning about Christopher Columbus and getting out of school for Christopher Columbus Day. Like we're not even learning what we're supposed to be learning. And that's why these other countries are ahead of us. And we spending all this money. Where's this money going? Because teachers supposed to be been getting paid more. If we got 200 billion going to Ukraine right now, and it's been other times where they sending out billions of dollars, why can't you give some of these sisters and brothers over here money? Like this is what started to get me to a point. Like what is going on in this government? And then I'm seeing like, yeah, I'm jumping around because I wasn't into politics like that. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was just recently I started to start paying attention as I gotten older, and then I'm looking at stuff, and I'm just like, what? Let me start looking because it's interesting to see this stuff. And it goes back to my whole little thing of looking up, black power and what happened to the black man as we were. And now I'm just not saying black man and woman or the black race. Where did we go wrong? We was once kings and queens before. Like what happened? You know what I'm saying? And so that sparked my interest
hmm
into diving into like what's going on. And then of course you will cross paths of what religion, politics, all these different things. And so today, what I can say today is we have the power to change everything, no matter who's in office. We have it. Like you can literally go make you an LLC right now. You can, and this because I get frustrated when I hear people talk about the rich got to pay more taxes and stuff. Like if you start your LLC, they pay the most of the taxes anyways. But when you start an LLC, there's things called tax deductions and tax credits and tax strategies you have in order to keep most of your money. And from and at the same time, I'm hiring people, so I'm doing a good deed to the economy. I'm hiring people that can spend more money on things like that. But I'm I'm saying all this to say that we have the power to change our communities. Like we have the power, but we've been so dumbed down on this rap music, on other things. There's so many different complex things that they've been coming at us with. And it's like we always the ones that's getting aimed at. But it's not just it's just it's class. It's more classism than it is racism nowadays. I feel, and I
Mm.
know Red said that's intertwined, which it is somewhat. But it's white people in the slums too. It's like they call them trailer park white people.
Mm.
They are in the slums too, just like some black folks. Of course, we were socially engineered against, but it happens. So the solution is, I feel like we need to start spending more money with us. We always wait till a time where Trump come in office or somebody come in and we're scared. Now we start saying, "Oh, promote black businesses." We always supposed to do that. That's supposed to be a thing throughout, always.
Mm.
It never stops, so the black dollar can circulate because it circulates like they say our black dollar circulates like a day or something, or if that in a community. The black dollar is gone down, and my dad was mad about integrating. He didn't want that.
Yeah,
He didn't want that at all
think we
because
messed up on that.
that's
But
what they. Man,
but it's
yeah,
crazy because in the projects, it's a bunch of black people. It's crazy, and it be like getting crazy over there. But I'm gonna tap in the chat real quick. The chat,
yeah, yeah. Do that, do that.
we
I'm
got
getting
we got.
long with it. I'm sorry, y'all.
Nah, you
And
good.
thank you for that question, Miss Dubose. I appreciate you though. Seriously.
We got DFA. He said just turning in. Shout out, putting them kids to bed. He said, but we really have to do a deep dive. He said, as black people, like when you hear something different that actually makes sense, battle starts with everything you know of Christianity is just wild. Pick your poison or go with what you know. Miss Brianna said, we have created colorism, the Bible didn't.
I agree. I agree with her. And then also, like, if you want to look into other religions, that is like you don't know what's out there until you start doing research, and then you can kind of land wherever you want to land. And the more research I did in regards to other religions, I would hear them reference Jesus, and I was like, if they gonna reference him, I might as well like go back and fully understand Christianity from. And I'm still trying to read the Bible from a Eastern point of view, because the Bible wasn't written to Americans. Like, Jesus is for everybody, but the Bible wasn't written with a Western point of view in mind. So I have to reread it with a whole new lens
But
of like
are you familiar with Constantine and the conquerors? They use
I
religion to conquer.
the conquerors. No, done a dive in like Buddhism. I've done a dive in because you have some people who think they can be Christian and Buddhist. You have, quite literally, like
Yeah.
Hindu, Muslim. I've done a little research on Jehovah's Witnesses, some Seventh-day Adventist. Um, I haven't done a dive in all of them, but like the more I learn, the more I'm like got kind of settled in where I am,
Yeah.
and my faith is in Jesus. I'm a Christian, and you know, and I know
Yeah.
it took
You ain't
it.
you're not bad. You're not
Yeah,
bad to be that
I
too.
think
No,
if
Like
you
no, no, and I
practice,
don't
it's
think
you
good.
you.
sound
I
like
don't.
you sound like a good dope person though. You sound like a good person. Like in this world, like you got Christians that's not good, and you got Muslims that's not good. Like it, black people that's not good. All this stuff is good and bad and everything. But you sound like a good person, so keep going with that and just keep learning. So whenever you have a talk with something, and I got to keep learning too. So whenever I have a talk, I can have a good rebuttal and then lead somebody to a source or something. I just always say, hey, just research what I'm saying. And then, whenever we talk again, try to chop my head off and so I can learn something. I'm all again, I'm forever a student and I'm trying to learn forever. I'm trying to be, I think that's what we all should do. So yeah, you seem like a dope person, a cool person. So just if that's where you land and that makes your spirit feel good,
Yeah.
and it's natural law in every single thing, in every single religion, I think. Well, I don't know all the religions, I ain't gonna act like I know all. But from the
Mhm.
religions that I see, it's natural law in there. Like natural law is like, man and woman. I'm well, not gonna say man and woman. Um, treat thy neighbor like this, whether y'all say thy neighbor or say it in another language. Just treat your fellow man with respect and stuff like that. These are all natural laws that you supposed to be following, whether you Christian or not. As a human, you should be doing these things. Not cheating on your wife if or your spouse and whoever your spouse is. Like, all these different little things. Like I think that is natural law anyways that can, that when I'm going to your argument of saying, or not argument, but when you said people try to be Buddhism and Christian at the same time, because some of these things kind of mesh into each other, you know. But I think sometimes that they're taught in a way in which to make a person feel a certain way, to make a person feel like it is. Some people use it as manipulation, and again, it's good and bad and everything. So as long as it's making you a good person, you just keep doing your thing.
Mm.
You keep doing your thing. That's what I can say with that.
The spokesman says if we all smile and treat another well, all these problems will go away. Sincerely, the spokesman. Um,
That's cute.
that's cute.
That ain't real though.
you
Like
Oh,
that's real cute, but it's not
I think that's feasible. That's
realistic.
not
It's
going.
not it's not
Mm,
it's not a realistic thing. And
mm,
I think that I'm not super heavy into politics. Like I'm good enough to know where I stand and be confident in where I stand
mm,
on some
right.
things. So like I had to, when you were saying how it was this was dividing families, this was a big election that divided families. And it's hard not to, it was hard for me. I'm gonna speak for myself. It was hard for me to separate my political views and my emotions, because it felt real, like if you
mm.
support Trump, then baby, you is a racist, and I
You
don't want
see,
no
it always
parts.
it always
And
falls to that though. It
you know,
falls on
and
foundation. That's why that stuff. But
and
finish what you
that's
say. I'm
and
sorry.
I had to check myself on that, because I try to be well versed, and I had to like look at some people who I know are intelligent people who do support Trump, and I had to like take a listen. And I was like, okay, this person is not stupid. This person has some valid points. And also, I'm a Christian, so I have to acknowledge the things that the party that I'm voting for is getting wrong.
That's
And
what
I
I wanted
think
to hear you say. That. I'm glad you said that. I'm
And
glad you
I
said that. That's
think
I'm glad to hear that.
one of
I
my
finished the
issues
thought.
is that I'm doing that, and sometimes I don't see Trump supporters doing that. I hear a lot of like, this is just from a personal standpoint, because it's the person I actually spoke with. I had to like have a whole little powwow. Like, I know you're not stupid, so like help me understand your logic with this, and where you're coming from. He's like, oh, I don't like him as a person, but what he is doing is cool. And I was like, I still can't rock with that. Just because I'm on some
He
different
racist.
type of time when it comes to like, I don't like him as a person, but he doing X, Y, and Z. It's like,
I'm just watching, man. I'm just watching it like shit. I feel like whatever happens after this, I'm gonna know the truth, and it's gonna be. But
he's doing a lot, and
it's gonna be the
from my
truth.
personal standpoint, like I'm looking at it, I was like, he's bombarding people, especially people who voted differently. And honestly, he won. It wasn't because it was just like a big turnout for Republicans. It's just the Democrats didn't show up like
At all, at
at
all,
all. They
at
didn't
all,
show up.
at all.
Like it was just a lack of voting.
So you
Like
think that? No, it was. I think it was a lack of people that was on Democrat like myself that went to the other side when we seen the BS happening. Like you said, you're a Christian, and you say that it's like we talking abortion, but they switched it into reproductive rights to paint it to the people to make it sound more pretty on a plate or look good on a plate. We talking about abortion. We ain't talking about reproductive. And then even when it came to the abortion thing, he was giving it to the states to decide, and even the states had it. It's still things in there that if it's an emergency, like if the woman is about to die or something is about to, something like that, there's still exemptions when it comes to that we're
there
not gonna
are
let you die.
exemptions, but the exemptions when it comes to like the medical field, the exemptions are so like, that's why it's really hard to get a doctor to be like, hey, this person died from this particular specific thing, because there still could have been some underlying causes for X, Y, and Z. So when you get a doctor who just don't want to get sued
Yeah, yeah,
until the
malpractice or
last
something.
minute, by the time that woman is having a miscarriage that is or any type of critical care condition, by the time you find a doctor who's willing to go ahead and do the abortion for you, 9 times out of 10, it is too late.
But I mean, is that having to do with the Trump or the doctors? Like, who is that?
Um,
Who do we blame?
you can place the blame on, regardless of who you place the blame on.
Hmm.
Who is falling on is the decision is falling on women's reproductive rights. When you ban abortions and you say I'm giving it to the states, well, different states have different laws, and what if my state doesn't agree with this, and now I gotta travel
Mm,
all the way over. Now I gotta pay for extra expenses
damn.
for traveling to a different place who may or may not take my insurance. To you get what I'm saying? Like
I'm saying, but to do what? What
it's
are
a
you doing? What you doing with that travel? What are you about to abort a baby that you don't want?
or they could be aborting a baby that is having seizures in the womb, or you can be
But
aborting a
but they but
baby
they
that
still let
is.
them do that though. Like it, that's across all states. You have to let if you can't let a person die. That's across all
Yeah, you
states. States
gotta.
can't say
They gotta do
the
that.
exemptions still exist. But as far as I say recreational abortion. Like man, I done had a good night last night, and then boy that man done got me pregnant. I'm about to go get rid of this baby. I can't afford this. I got to go to school. I got to do this. Like that stuff. That stuff. But when it comes to somebody about to die or somebody got raped, that's across the board for all 50
It's
states.
it's
You
not
can't.
that cut and dry though. It's not that cut and dry. One, two, then you get a lot of women who are not even women, young girls who are underage who were sexually assaulted, don't feel it doesn't come out until later, and now they're stuck with a kid. You get what I'm saying? So one, speaking from a personal experience, the justice system is not set up too well for sexual assault victims. It's just
Okay,
not.
I get what you're
So
saying.
Okay.
you get what I'm
Okay.
saying? So
I get what you're
I
saying.
to
can't speak
say,
on that, but I'm
okay,
learning from it. Yeah.
okay, this person was sexually assaulted, but a
She
case
he.
can go on, like to get evidence in a case to go on. You've been and
Okay.
had a baby by then.
Damn. Okay. Damn. So you gotta before we get into the because that's deep. Tapping the chat back in. Miss Brianna says personal opinion. As black people, we need to be better at how we conduct business. Black businesses would thrive if we do better as professionals.
I
Welfare,
agree.
you agree?
I agree.
Welfare become too much of a crutch, and you know what? If Trump eradicates that, then maybe it'll be force and function for us to actually get up and become more productive. Um, we got Mr. DF. He says my whole thing is F all that choose your religion. It's different rules and all. Which religion is pure truth? Just the thought of having to choose and disagree or feel swayed because that one or two lines hit home. Like what's the truth? Why not tell the truth and the world follow? So basically just get your own connection and rock out.
Right, right, right,
Um
right.
I think Mr. Baptiste he was disagreeing when you said that when Miss Dubois said that the Democrat voters didn't show up. He said, I beg to differ. DF, he said, nobody wanted a woman president. And Mr. Baptiste said he feels like a lot of blacks voted for Trump and Trump increased his numbers in every demographic. And he said that's because you and the women in your state didn't let your voice be heard. I think he's talking about abortions. He say that.
The women in our state. So I do try to preach to people, vote locally. Like, yeah, the big
There
ones
you go.
matter, but
Yeah.
vote for your local representatives, because yeah, those are the people that's gonna be making the decisions that affect you personally. So it's not that I didn't go out and vote. It's just, and I'm not even like a Democrat or a Republican type person. I'm gonna look and see who align with my values the best, and pick the best person for the job. I'm that type of person. Like, I'm not a part of anybody gang. I ain't team Democrat, team Republican. I'm gonna look and
Can
see
I
who's about to do the
can
better job.
can I say something though?
Yeah,
What can I ask you a question? Why do you think Trump is racist?
it's just a lot that just don't sit well with my spirit. You know what I'm saying? Like, just some of the things that he put in place, and Mr. Baptiste has said that he put out that ad, but he was like, I want it to be safe for all people. I mean, a good lie gonna have a little truth sprinkled into it too. You ain't gonna piss in my face and tell me it's rain. So like it, it's just
Like you say, I think it's the media, and then what we know
the
that
media
what
do
how we
make it, but let's just be real on how Trump got his money. He would go to these places and be like, "Oh, this looks like a prime piece of real estate. I'm about to buy this," and bring press out, and then he would like do a bait and switch. Like he would get the property value up and then sell it, and it would be a like just the whole.
that's smart to
I,
me.
it's smart, but it's conniving. It's misleading. It's manipulative.
Shit, you got to sell something, but he got his money from his dad though. You know his
He got
dad
his
was
money
balling.
from his dad, and then he started. So what he would do is he would buy a property under a different company name that's not as well known, and then he will bring a lot of press out to get the property value up high so people can bid on buying it. Somebody will buy it for a higher price because now this big time person is coming out about to buy this property, and it would be like a bait and switch. So
Is that
that's how he
wrong?
started.
Is that wrong?
Is it wrong? Is it wrong? I mean, I guess it's legal, but I'm just saying, let's.
You just saying more. You just
I'm
saying
saying
morally, like you
I'm
finessing
saying
people.
Yeah,
I
morally,
know
you are
people
finessing people.
that put what's that stuff? That shake and weed bags.
Oh yeah,
Look,
and
and
You
no,
know what
not
I'm
just
saying?
weed
Like
bag. We do
it's
that
just
in selling cars. Boy, I'm gonna
I
tell you like this 3-cylinder, this transmission. I ain't gonna tell you this transmission that bad, but it needs some work on it. But I'm trying to sell you something, and it's your job to do
exactly.
your research. It's your job to do your research. That's
It
when it comes
is.
to
It
commerce and
is.
capitalism. Like we have to do our research on what we buy. We all been got before, and like dog.
mm.
Like I know
Yeah.
not to go back to that person to buy anything else,
Right,
and
because
then I know
they're
next time to look into what I'm buying and to know we all been finessed before though, you know. But so I see you're saying morally he was a finesser, so that didn't sit right with you.
yeah, morally
Um,
he was a finesser. Then you have
okay,
like just the people he surround himself by. Y'all ain't gonna tell me this man ain't doing this Nazi salute in front of my face
that
and
wasn't
saying
no
he ain't.
Nazi salute.
You ain't
Oh,
gonna
y'all.
tell me that.
I'm gonna tell
Yo,
you this.
I ain't never
Hey,
gave my heart out hard, straight out.
Do you know that man has autism and he is awkward? He's very awkward.
I
So
know plenty of autistic
we
folks that
know he
ain't
not.
never by accident gave
Oh,
out a similar hand wave shake
I
thing
look.
like that.
I feel you.
We
I
not
feel
about
you
to
on
say
that.
that. We
I
not
feel
about to
you. I
blame
feel
the
you on that. But
autism.
you know how much money he pours into the Jew community, and I know that don't matter to the Jew community. And not just that. Do you know where he was doing a heartfelt thing to, like who he was pointing to or trying to do it to? The man is awkward. The man has slight like he's awkward anyways. But do you know who he was doing it? Because I look back at it and I'm like, oh, did I know that this nigga did just do this? I'm voting for y'all. Like, what you doing? I see him turn around, do the same gesture,
Telling the
heartfelt to the
folks to
people
stand
behind him.
back and stand by. It's just too many. It's just too much stuff for me
But
to
I
just
think
be
the
turning my
foundation.
head.
I
Just
think the
stand back and
foundation of it
stand
though.
by.
I mean, but yeah, you probably you talk smooth. You probably a lot smoother than he is. Like some people could do some awkward stuff, and if you do it in the pub, because everybody's on them every day. It's
hey,
been only 3 months. Everybody's been on them if they say the letter T wrong, if they spell the letter T wrong and do this. Do y'all see how critical we are on this administration versus what we were turning a blind eye to on the last administration? If it was this critical, we probably would have been found out fraud and found out that all these people been led into this country. But we
But
wasn't that critical, and I was a part of the Biden. And I voted for Biden, and I was down for it, and I turned the blind. I didn't even hear from the man, and then when I seen him, I'm like, this nigga, something ain't right with him. Kamala is saying he's good. He's
but
the best he's ever been. Miss Harris, I'm sorry. Yes, I'm sorry. Miss Harris said he's the best that
Mr.
he ever.
Baptiste said VP Harris. He was about that's
yeah,
the
VP
VP
Harris,
Harris.
yeah.
There
right,
you
right.
go.
VP Harris said he's the best. He's at the best shape, but he's on everything. They were just lying to us, and we didn't question nothing. We
Okay.
didn't. We critical. We're critical right now on
We
everything they do.
okay, and that is fair. That is a fair point.
Mm.
That is a fair point. I'm just saying, how many people, how many presidents you know came in guns ablazing, let me sign this, that, and the third, change the name of the
No,
Gulf of
he
Mexico
made
to the
history.
Gulf of
That's
America.
He definitely
Let
made
me
history.
dismantle the Department of Education.
you
Let me
right.
change this, that, and the third. We are
No, you
critical because
right.
you
And we needed
bombarded
this.
us
Don't you
with
think we need
reasons
this?
to have doubt.
Do you think that's
Don't
a
you
near
think we
death?
need it?
Do you think that's
We
a
need
near
this.
death response? Or do you think that's a near death response? Like he, you know, got a
It's a
lot of
time to
energy from
change some
that,
stuff. It's a
from
time to
almost getting
change some
his
stuff. Reset all this stuff. Reset it
To
all.
to
getting his head knocked
We in
off.
trouble. We in
there is
trouble.
no, I have no problem with people resetting. There is no
You
plan
do.
in place. There is no like
So you feel
clear.
like he not saying what he gonna do after
He is
he
not.
take it away?
He's just doing stuff to
They
better
explain.
the
They
higher
explaining.
class.
They're explaining what they're doing though. What do y'all? I don't understand. They're saying he's just doing this willy nilly. Like he said he was gonna close the borders. He throw all these executive orders at to do that. He's talking about terror. He
They
campaigned
spent
on
more
terrorists.
money trying to deport these people.
That's not true.
It's not true that they spent all this money trying to deport these people, and
But
it's
you
not
gotta
just
spend. No, you gotta spend some money to do something though. You got to. In order for me to start a business, I gotta spend some money up front to do some stuff that I want to make me better on the back end. We gotta put a. That's why I say all debt ain't bad debt. Like we gotta spend. We can't deport them people for free. We gotta use gas money. They gotta use gas to go find them people. And it's a lot of men. And then if them people, if our own USA people are working against us to sanctuary these people, like deep, like it ain't. I'm talking about the bad ones right now. Now the immigrants or the illegal immigrants that were trying to do some good, man, y'all gonna have to still go too, and you're gonna come back legally. It's even the own Latinos and own people that's saying like, you gotta. I came over here like that. I did my paperwork and everything. I'm over here and I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. But it was so many people flooding in on the border that it was you don't know who's coming in, and we seen what happened. Like it was a floodgate. That's dangerous. Of course, some of us ain't been affected by it. They ain't our children didn't get killed by nobody by that. But like that's dangerous. Like terrorists, all kinds of people, even more of them can flood in because people sneak in all the time in different ways. But just have it open up, and then he come in changing. He come in changing that. And
Miss-
then not only that though, but like I say, the terror thing, we gotta wait to see how that's gonna play out because y'all know we do get tariff too. Like other countries been tariffing us more than we do. We give them.
we are, yeah, and I can
That's unfair.
understand. That's the only thing that I can understand and somewhat be okay with.
yeah,
Like that's the only thing. Now we are gonna feel it though. I don't like
Yeah, we
people
yeah,
are. I
acting like,
agree.
definitely gonna feel
I
it.
don't like
I
when
agree.
people be acting like we not gonna feel it, like we ain't already struggling.
Yeah,
Nah, we
Definitely,
I mean
about
we
to
gonna
put
feel
up
it. We
definitely
gonna
new
feel
more
it.
rules.
money.
But that's how it is though. Resetting something, you gonna feel it. If you if what's your name again? I'm sorry,
Jasmine,
Jasmine. If have it been any time in your life where you had like I gotta get my money together. I got children or a child. I gotta do something. So in the beginning, you feel it, right? We can't eat out like that. We gotta eat oodles and noodles, and we gotta eat these top ramen, or we gotta really ration stuff. So we feel it right away, right? When we financially trying to get stuff back together,
which is
and then
with the terror part,
no.
I understand where it was coming from and what it would do for companies to bring back employment to the United States because Roberto, we had the paper mill around the
The
corner,
paper mill,
the paper mill.
and now that's K
So
Town.
like,
This K turned into K Town up there. That's crazy. Like,
you had the paper mill, and that's when you had the paper mill, you had a thriving community because you had employment for families there. You had
yeah,
the school system at that time was thriving.
yeah.
Even the sports was thriving because when you have a good school system who's
People want to
providing a
move
We
good
there.
should we
education
should
system, you
do
get
a
to pick
study. We should do a
you get to
study.
pick what kind of athletes you have. So it's not
Mm.
just so I
And who did that
understand
though? Who did that to us though? Who did that?
we're closing the paper mill and stuff,
Yeah, who hurt the industries like that? Who sold us out like that?
which is, I mean, I guess
I mean,
did
I'm
did it
thinking it's
not
the
put cheaper
Democrats, but
labor?
I'm not sure. But it sounded like that's what Mr. Baptiste was hitting on. It sounded like wherever you found a closed paper mill or industrial complex, You
Them
find a
folks went
ghetto.
overseas. They
You
went
find a ghetto.
overseas.
They did.
Yeah,
They did go
Detroit
overseas.
toe up. Detroit toe up behind GM. GM was there. Everything, and there's many other cities like that. That this, like the shipyard, and all those
Damn,
things. Like,
imagine that
if
shutting down. That'd be crazy.
what you know how much crime about to go up because folks starving,
We
bro. Folks got to be.
Chicago in less than a year.
Man, listen, you hear me?
The
O
shipyard
block,
would never shut
everything.
down. The shipyard only has one
Yeah,
client.
right. It's war. But I'm just giving the example though.
Yeah.
That's
But
how
yeah,
GM was to Detroit, and Detroit turned into the slums.
are you from the coast?
I'm from everywhere,
From where?
everywhere.
Oh, okay. So, but
I'm
From,
down. I'm
from
down south
everywhere.
though. I'm from
From
down south though.
everywhere.
I'm from down south. Just to let you know that though.
And
I'm a
nowhere.
down south brother. So, but so I know a lot about like Mississippi,
I'm saying,
all this stuff.
but what I was getting at is that it happened in our own community. Like it happened in Moss Point.
Yeah, I remember people talking about it. The glove
Yeah, but
factory too, huh? Did the glove factory shut down? Or was that a thing too? Ain't that so? I don't know. I'm confused. But I remember the
So you
paper mill.
saying so y'all speaking on? I thought you might have been speaking on like Hattiesburg. So you saying K Town Creole became Creole
mm-hmm.
because it was the paper mill at first?
Nah, I'm just putting that together. I don't know.
Oh,
So
oh,
you
I'm
okay,
just putting
okay.
it
we had
together.
a paper mill
But
in
a lot of
Moss
people worked
Point,
at the paper
and
mill.
a lot
Yeah.
of people worked at the paper mill,
And they
And where
got
and
they go after
so
that? Shipyard.
no people just moved away.
You see what happens when we move
I
jobs away.
see it.
But you say you
It's
you,
not.
you agree with the tariffs. You say you agree with that part
Yeah,
of
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah. That's
So
I
I ain't got
mean,
to keep drilling that down. I'll
I
just.
don't think
Mr.
he should be raising them at their higher of a rate though, because that's insane.
We
Do
we
you know
You
how?
got
going
to
Do you know?
build
we going into a
every
trade
bit
war
of it.
April
But
2nd.
no, how much do they?
What's up?
So now, can y'all explain to me though? I'm trying to learn. How much do the other countries charge us and tariff us? Do y'all know? Like the percentage?
I could Google it if you want. I could
There
chat
we go.
it.
All right, let's
On the fact check
research.
it.
That's that. Whenever you get a chance right now or whatever, like I want to know that because from what I've
Ask the
been
question
hearing,
again. Ask the question again.
how much do other countries tariff us for selling our stuff in their country, whatever that may be, cars or
I
whatever it is that
I
we're trying
think
to
it's
sell.
gonna is there you can find an average possibly, but it's gonna vary per
I mean, per
country.
country, right.
Yeah.
I mean, we could pick, yeah, you pick a country, say Canada, because that's what been on the
Okay, you
news
want to
right
know
now.
Canada?
What's their tariffs on our products versus them, but then do China, I think, or yeah, because China's
Okay,
like the biggest person that sells stuff over here.
that's giving me recent stuff though. But it say as of March 13, Canada has implemented a 25% tariff on certain goods imported from the United States. This action was taken in response to tariffs imposed by U.S. on Canadian steel and aluminum products. Uh,
Oh, that's recent though. What was it? Or what like how I
I'm gonna
don't know how
say
to
what
word
was
that.
it before that? I think what was it? You know I'm a cyborg, so it be connecting with me when I keep talking to it. Prior to the recent escalation in trade tensions, Canada and United States maintained a largely reciprocal trade relationship under United States Mexico Canada Agreement, which succeeded NAFTA. I don't even know what that means. Under these agreements, many goods traded between they still ain't Chat GPT holding back, bro. They don't want to
No,
tell me.
not. But that's what I was explaining to you when it comes to talking to AI like that. Like sometimes it's gonna give you in general answers. That's why I just get on Google sometimes. After that, if it don't give me, because I've done some stuff where it give me in general answers. I'm like, no, that's not what I meant. Because they're having a whole career started or a career path of calling. It's called AI prompt or prompt engineer. Like where people like really have a job that learns how to write specific prompts to give it specific responses or something like that. But anyways,
It sounded like it went
I,
bad though. It sounded like we ain't had nothing bad going on.
with Canada, okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do some research on it too, and then you gotta do with China because I'm gonna do some other stuff too, man.
Maybe somebody
But
answered in the chat. Oh, nah.
but I was glad to talk to you, Jab, and Jason. I mean James, I'm glad you had me on, man. I love the chat. Democrat or Republicans, I just want to see everybody do well, man, for real. And I
Yeah.
hope
Yeah,
Chris all right.
that's all right. Yeah, I hope
How
you all
you
right
felt
too.
about this leaving the World Health Organization? How did that make you feel?
The World Health Organization. I think they were trash because
Mm-hmm.
we over here. I think we over here toe up. I mean, I don't know. I need to. let me not speak on something that I'm not all the way educated about. But
Hmm.
if we left the world, if we did,
We
I
did.
think it's
He
well, we
did.
did. I think it's good. Then I don't. What healthy stuff has been going on for
let's
the last remain? I
let's
don't
give
remember the
you an
last health
applause
year.
for that. Let's applause Professor X for
No, I just came back from a different country. I ain't gonna say where, but their Captain Crunch, no, the Fruit Loops look different. Like the red dot, like it looked dimmer than what we have over here. So,
Hmm.
what has the health organization been helping us do besides kill ourselves and give more money to pharmaceutical companies and stuff? But I can't blame other people for the my responsibility on my health too as well. But it is an engineered type of thing to, hey, this person gonna eat these things, this red dot 12 and this thing right here, and then they gonna get sick later on, and then they gonna need these pills and this $10,000 whatever uh chemo whatever the case may be. So it's all engineered to mess us up. So, but I have to take responsibility for my own health too as well. So ain't no victim in me. But when it
But
comes to
ain't
that
your
health thing, I
president
will look
trying
it
to?
up.
But
I will
ain't
look it
Trump
up.
trying to get rid of? I know how you just said about the how the healthcare system just gonna play us out, but isn't he trying to get rid of Obamacare, the Affordable Healthcare Act?
I
Ain't
think.
he
Oh, I
trying
think.
to?
I think that job was trash too.
It is not.
I had to pay a whole bunch of money being on that stuff
Yeah, I
versus
ain't gonna
before it
lie.
was.
I ain't have a family back then when Obamacare came out. I was pissed off. I had to pay for that shit. I was mad. I like, damn, I gotta get
And then and you have to
the
like you
silver
have to have it
bronze
like car
plan.
insurance, like
Do
It's
car
like the
insurance.
bronze
do
plan or something. I
okay,
had to get the
so
bronze
I'm
plan.
gonna give you from a
I
personal
got the cheapest
standpoint.
one. I thought.
Yeah, me
From
too.
a personal standpoint, so
Okay.
I
Okay.
when it went into place, I was working at my granddad's pharmacy. I went from seeing this man pick and choose which medications he, his wife, and his son was going to get that month to them being able to afford all of them. And that's just not one family, it happened to
Oh, that's dope.
multiple
That's
families.
dope. That's
And
dope.
then the age went from basically kids were kicked off your insurance policy when they became an adult. So you imagine you being in college, still trying to finish your degree, and you get kicked off your parents' insurance, and now you got to find insurance because of the Affordable Care Act. Children were able to stay on their parents' insurance until they're 26.
Oh,
That
that's
is
dope.
enough time for them to graduate, to get
And
in
get
a
some money.
job, and get insurance for themselves. So it may have cost you a little bit more money, but overall, and them not having charging you more for pre-existing conditions, like people who are getting cancer having to pay more for insurance to cover some of their treatment options.
Uh huh.
It's a wild concept. So like
Okay.
it's
Okay.
it's it's
I'm gonna
little things
research
like
more about
that
that.
too.
I'll research more about
it's
that
it's
then.
things like that too. It's not just like the financial aspect of it. It's like stuff like that where you're trying to get rid of things and you don't have anything to replace it with. We're just going off a whim. You're leaving out of the World Health Organization. And this is people who are helping us understand what's going on in other countries so it don't come over here. And if it do come over here, somebody's
Well,
already working on like this is a
Oh
no,
worldwide
COVID,
yeah,
COVID,
crisis.
COVID
This
came over here though. COVID came over here. They what
COVID
they
came over
where they
here
was
because
at?
of his irresponsibility to
yeah.
inform the
They did
masses
blame that on Trump.
in an adequate amount of time. Because we didn't know to shut down we didn't know to shut down before Mardi Gras. So you
So I
had
think
whole
so.
places like New Orleans, you had
Right.
places like Mobile,
Uh,
and this is just
uh.
me speaking from a local standpoint. All of us were all around each other, spreading it like wildfire. Like so,
Well,
I feel like
I think so. When you saying that, that makes sense. I hear what you're saying, but my ideas on what COVID was and why it was all engineered. It wasn't that none of that stuff was what they was making it to be. Like some of that stuff was released, I think, on purpose. Now that's me being a conspiracy. I get thrown in the conspiracy theories
mm-hmm,
bucket, right?
mm-hmm,
and just sit there and just play twiddle my thumbs and stuff like that. But that's how I feel about that whole thing from Fauci and how they mandated people to take. It takes a long time to make a vaccine, but it was emergency mandate. Like all this stuff, these folks make so much money. It's about the money. It's all, when you follow the money, you can find out so much corruption. Like Pfizer, all these people were putting stocks, buying up stuff knowing that this stuff is about to boom, and it was just all fishy to
I
me.
sure
It was
try to get in on the Pfizer. On
yeah,
the
it was all
Pfizer.
fishy. Yeah, I'll try to get in. I'll try to get a few options and all. It was all
Yeah.
fishy. It was all fishy to me that stuff happened like that when. But it
And
is what it. I mean, I
and you
could
see
be
how
wrong.
you talking about some we're so like critical.
Mm.
We were more critical of Obama than we are of Trump.
I doubt it.
We
Now
were
I don't think I
we
never
had
seen somebody be this
did you
critical.
see the
Trump.
outrage for that
I
what
doubt it.
two
I
cases
doubt it.
of Ebola and Trump
Oh,
get a whole pandemic and
they was mad about the Ebola. I ain't even know. I ain't know that.
they were
I
furious.
wasn't
But
paying
ain't
attention back
you
then.
would have knew it too, James, if they was on it like they was on Trump. We would have all been seeing it like that.
We
We were
wasn't
just
paying attention as much because
because we loved
what
that was a black president in there. That's all we
no
cared
no no
about.
no no. It wasn't even on that type of time.
Okay,
I think
okay.
I think the biggest issue with it, which it may be a good and bad thing in my opinion, um, Trump did something that we hadn't had. He made it to where it wasn't like this big elite thing to be president. It took out all of the like fluff, is what I would say.
Okay.
He took out all the like fluff of being in a political arena. So it's not as serious. It's not as like we have more people who are more like politically inclined now because of like the flat out. Then we have social media, so it's a couple of things that are playing into the fact that we are paying more
Mm.
attention now.
I get what you're saying. I think that's a
I,
fact,
I
probably.
mean,
Uh,
I could,
let me tap the chat in again real quick. Mr. Baptiste said, "Who is trash? They want us to give up sovereignty." He said the World Health Organization is trash. They want us to give up sovereignty. Um, Miss Brianna said, "Yeah, increasing the age helped." I saw that myself. I think she's talking about the insurance. She said you ain't lying, Professor X. It was population control. Uh, she said y'all gotta watch Contagion. It was like they replicated the movie. We should have voted for Kanye. That's crazy.
That is crazy.
That's crazy. Um,
That is crazy.
I just
uh,
been trying to tell her.
he said the WHO wants us to be over all. The World Health Organization wants to be over all protocol around pandemics. They want to set the rules for all countries' responses to pandemics. Their rules no more. Their rules no more. Each country doing their own thing. One fit all mentality. So I mean, that's what Mr.
It
Baptiste
is
saying.
a worldwide database of health knowledge, like in general. And we're gonna be like, nah, we got this over here. When we know we are
We've
not
been doing that though.
we not the strong suit in healthcare.
But
We
we got
not the
West. That's why they say
powerhouse in
Western
Facts.
here.
medicine. But
Facts.
that's why they say Western medicine. We not the powerhouse. Asia, I think Asia and there, however they live,
Why
they
would
they
you
do a lot better.
not want to be a part of something bigger when we know we the last ones in the race?
But we gonna
Like
continue to do us though. We was gonna continue to have
we
Western
gonna
medicine. In,
continue to do us, and what you just said, we gonna continue to rely on big pharmaceutical companies to make millions, billions, trillions of dollars off of us being sick,
but what were
and
we
not
gonna
have
do? Being
access to how to get some of this stuff. Like we just won't
they
have the
know
data and the
no
access.
no they know how to not have us sick. They do this is on purpose. All this stuff is on purpose. They know that people are not gonna work out like that. They know people are not gonna eat healthy like that. And then when it's hard to even eat healthy in this country when it's so, even the stuff they say organic is not organic, and then they creating GMO stuff at all. Like Bill Gates, all this stuff, population control is real. So with it's not that the Western don't have the information that the world has, because they can easily they research this. It don't stop nobody from researching stuff like that. You know, you can still research how people do, but they know it's more about the money. It's more about keeping people sick. And like you say, them doctors be saying it's complicated and all this stuff. And cancer, I got to continue to give people chemo for cancer. It's all a money grab. It's all a money grab. Like there's actual herbs that you can grow out your ground that can heal you fast. That's why they get rid of Dr. Sebi and all. They get rid of a lot of different herbalists. They wasn't as famous as Dr. Sebi. Dr. Sebi starting to wait. He was gonna shake up the pharmaceutical country. I mean the pharmaceutical industry and take away their money because if people ain't sick, they ain't got nobody to serve like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's all, but like you saying, going back to you saying the world health and why we get away from them, us being with them and being away from them, we still can research around the world of what's going on. Like our intelligence agencies are pretty good about that. I'm thinking is can research some stuff. It's easy to find out about some stuff, but to be under one protocol and be controlled, that's when the Trojan horse start coming in and like it's just tricks and it's tricks to that stuff, which I can understand why people be looking at Trump the way they do. Like you trying to trick us into something, and it's okay with being like that. Like, but still do your research and don't spew out fear to people to manipulate them. And it's always a foundation of everything when it comes to black. It's always about this race. I think this person racist. This why I don't. This that's the start of it. And then after that, I'm not listening to anything you say because I really don't trust you. You know, we do that in our own community. You know, it's if I think you this type of way, then my ears kind of closed to what you about to say to me. I don't want to hear nothing, and you could be saying something good to help me out. You know, so
Yeah.
I don't want to hear you no more. But I get what you're saying. That's a good concern. I'm glad you said something about that. So I need to go look into that again. We all here to learn, like from each other. I'm glad you said that.
Y'all doing so good, man. Y'all doing so good. This is the type of podcast I like to have when I'm connecting with the chat. We talking, we
And I am
building.
not the best person on no political stuff, but
No, well, you
It
good.
it
You
ain't
talking
about
good
that.
though. It ain't
It ain't
about
about
that. Like
that. Yeah.
I'm not either. It's good that you good. You able to listen, and then we have a.
Yeah.
Sometimes we might be interrupting each other. Now I try to fall back, or you fall back. That's how conversation. And you're on. You're not even on the side I'm on, but we can still talk and have engage. And then even
Yeah.
after that, like in the real world, even after I have a debate with somebody that I'm close to, that I'm going on about something else. I'm not hating you for the rest of the day or feeling like, nah, bro, I love you. Like, bro, like, yeah, that's how you feel. All right, that's how I feel. Let's go on. But it's more so of a Republican being able to go on and move on versus a Democrat being able to go on and separate the two. It's that's
it's
what's been going on.
this okay. So from like so at my job, our office manager had to leave because her significant other got laid off because of well not laid off, not laid off.
Got fired.
She was a federal employee
Yeah.
and had to like relocate to a whole new state within like
Oh
a
yeah.
week's worth of time.
Oh yeah. 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 Heart, prayers
And
go out to them too though.
huh?
Yeah. I was just saying prayers out to them though, because I know it is hard losing the job.
Yeah. And so I know her mom, because her mom works with me too, voted differently than she did. And so when you feel the move of somebody else, you know, like the executive orders of a person that you
Yeah.
didn't vote
Yeah.
Yeah.
for,
Yeah.
I get
and you
that.
know your parent did,
Yeah.
and you got to move across the country in a short amount of time,
Gonna
and
feel
Yeah.
now it's
away.
draining your savings because you got to pay deposit, pay the
Right.
U-Haul, pay. It's
It's
it's stuff
hard.
like that too. Like it's not
Yeah.
just, oh, I don't agree with what you did.
Right.
It's like, no,
Right.
I'm feeling it. I'm feeling
Mm.
Right. Right.
There you
Right.
the
go.
disagreement.
That's the hard
So
part. That's the hard part 7 right there.
Yeah, yeah. That's that. I mean that I can understand. I understand the emotions behind that, but it's like so now here comes the emotion side and here comes the logical side, right? And so this is the argument that people have when it comes to men in a certain leadership role versus women in a certain leadership role because in order to straighten something up, I gotta make a logical decision. I can't make no emotional decision. I gotta do something that I know I'm gonna be hated for, but it has to happen, right? So if I'm letting go of, I don't know what job they had and nothing like that. And again, my prayers go out to them, and I hope they can figure that stuff out. But the people that are being laid off from all that stuff, of all that bloat in the government, somebody was gonna have to be laid off, or either I'm gonna have to lay these people off, or it's gonna continue to go on. Like it's one or the other. It's two decisions we have to make, and it's hard decisions as a leader to make certain decisions. Because I'm sure he don't want to see people fire like they're Americans. But if you have that job and you're in that particular position that's bloated, like it's several of y'all doing the same thing, or is y'all that's not even really working. Not saying that's what happened with that person. I'm not going to speak on that. But as far as that whole executive order, I have somebody I know that works, plenty of people that I know that works in government. And I've been before this whole Trump and thing was even thought about him running again. They used to say they didn't do nothing. They used to be always on vacation on their laptop, working from away from whatever, not in these buildings and just not doing much, but getting paid big time of our money though. That's this is our money. Now I'm not mad at they were women. I would have hated them like anything. But now that this came up,
Stars.
it all makes sense.
Yeah.
Huh?
Nah, my bad. Somebody sent some star. Spokesman sent some star. He had said a comment I forgot to read too. He
But I
said
do hate that. I do
that
hate that they lost a job though. I hate that.
yeah. But he said some kind of what you said. He said he don't feel like a woman should run the country. Basically,
No, I mean,
said
it's basically saying women are emotional creatures
he
that
said something like that.
may at some potential time make an emotional decision, but they're better in other areas that we suck at. You see what I'm saying? So it's always a importance for a man and a woman. Like we're not no better than them, but when it comes to certain positions of making certain decisions, and even being the face of something, like I say, Kamala going over there talking to a dictator versus a man, whether it's Trump or whoever, going to talk to a dictator, we may have a more chance of a successful diplomatic conversation versus
Mm.
him knowing he about to even meet a woman. And you know how I feel about women. They better be walking behind me over here, and you better not say nothing. Like you spoke when spoken to. Like in them other countries, they have that. We have it good over here. Like I won't be cussing us out. But my point is
Hey, you know
like
what? You know what? You know how they could flip that on you.
what.
It's like you niggas got it good over here. Play football. You know they can say that shit.
I mean, we do. I think overall we have it good in this
Bet.
country versus
Bet.
other countries that restrict them. That's why people be trying to pour over here because it ain't all perfect over here. But at the same time, it's more opportunity. That's why people be man, people be getting over here trying to get married to get in this country, and it's all
Mm.
kinds of things that goes on because even just the internet that we have here, it's restricted over there. Like, man, it might take you a day in like China or something, or one of them countries that they have to scam through your emails, bro. You might send an email out today, that person might get it later on in the evening, or because they got to go through it to make sure you ain't talking about no crazy mess. When we could come over here, people could come over here from different countries and protest about America and talk about their country with their flags. Like, like it's a yeah, we ain't all the way free, but it's a lot better than what some other people have, But anyways, that's like when it comes to that men and women thing. I think that's the stance that people stand on is women can be more emotional, men or not. But you got some niggas out here that's emotional, I don't know what. You know what I'm saying? So I guess that's the look of it.
My
Testosterone
question would
versus
be, why
estrogen.
would he? Why
Mister.
don't you want a female president? And I understand
Oh fuck.
yours, but I'm talking about the guy who said it in the chat. Like, so
I
why?
ask him.
Why?
Spokesman, if you still in the chat, he just sent. Let me hit the horn again. We got stars. We got stars. She want Miss Jasmine wants to know why you wouldn't vote for a woman president. Why? Can you put that in? While we waiting for the spokesman, Mr. Baptiste said nobody was showing this concern for Amazon layoff, Microsoft, or Walmart.
The layoffs?
Yeah, the tech layoffs, like all them. It was tech layoffs, but it was Amazon and all them people laying people off by the thousands just because it was before the whole Trump thing.
Mm.
We've been having layoffs though for the longest, man. Again, people hate
Well,
Trump so much, man, that it's just gonna be blown up. But I hate again that person lost. I want to say that again.
I think mass layoffs are devastating in general. because I've been a part of one before. I used to work for a Walmart call center. They could shut down the whole call center, the one they had in Hattiesburg. And many people didn't even know about it because they do it so quietly. They did it so quietly.
To my General Dynamics.
Uh-uh.
Oh.
So it was right beside it. Like people didn't even know that it was like I worked there. People didn't even know where it was.
Mm.
But it was around the corner from it though. Same parking lot, like all the way around the corner. And it was a call center for Walmart. 1-800
Oh yeah,
Walmart.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
And I was a part of that big layoff. So it's not like
I
people
didn't even
don't.
know about that. I forgot.
Yeah,
I didn't even know that happened.
yeah. It's not like people don't know or are not feeling it. It's just that like it wasn't because of a political thing that they closed it down. That's a company thing.
Mm.
But when it comes into like politics, people wasn't worried about the other layoffs. Well, that's a company thing. You can get mad at the company. I personally have not been shopping with Amazon. I personally have not been shopping with Target because I want to be in solidarity with people who are being oppressed and marginalized. You get what I'm saying? Like you
Mm.
want to roll back your DEIs. You don't want to um, include people of color or of disabilities, or if you want to do that, that's fine by you. You don't need my black dollar. And you know what? I may have to pay a little bit more to go to the black owned people down the street, but I know that they'll appreciate my money.
Mm. There you go. Gerald, Mr. Baptiste said I wouldn't vote for a woman because she wouldn't get the respect she deserves.
You got to be the change you want to see. If you feel like women are not getting the respect they deserve, I think you should start to give it.
Mm.
Waiting on other people to change
Mm.
is not how you start a change. You be the change, and hopefully your light will help other people do the right thing.
No, I'm with that. I'm with that. Mr. Baptiste wants to call back in. I want you to too. I ain't gonna lie, but I ain't gonna lie. It's getting late, and I feel like I want to give you a good segment. We gonna get you back on the next one. We're gonna get you back on it. I think I like this. I like this structure too. Like let the chat get flowing with the good calls, and then we just can have people talking about their differences at the end, just in case we don't have a debate schedule. I think this was good too. But keep saying what you were saying. I wasn't trying to stop your point. My bad.
No, that was it. Just, she wouldn't get the respect that she deserved. How about you give it to her? How
Nah,
about you give
that's
it to her?
that's a good point though. Why if it don't change, then it don't change. But we gotta change it. Like we would just have to rock
Absolutely.
hard for. That's a good man. You gotta come back on the next one so we can finish this. And you might not know because you ain't been tapped in a minute. June, I'm dropping. Are you black enough? Right, that's gonna be the topic for my regular podcast, my general topics.
Mm.
But I'm doing a spinoff that's going I'm a rotate with the politics. I'm doing a put the kids to bed and let's black out, where we just discuss strictly black topics. And I think y'all went into it a little bit with like the religion and black and white centered, and you know what I'm saying. Like I want to have those type of discussions too, where it's strictly just black thought. So I think you would like it. I think you would like it. That's what I'm saying. But that's coming too. So it's gonna be black issues or things that's going on in the black community.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that'll be good. Um,
I wasn't prepared to talk tonight, but I appreciate it.
you did it. You did it. You came in. Hey, it be like that sometimes. The spirit moved on you, and I was just thinking, like, for other listeners that have your same perspective, I didn't want them to just hear that and be turned off, so they could at least hear it get balanced out.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But anything you want to say to end it?
Oh, well, You can have your questions about God and faith and Christianity, but I think even with your questions, have an open mind, and even if it circles you back to the same spot, that is okay.
Mm.
People think because you have your questions about Christianity that it's going to lead you somewhere else. And sometimes, in my case, that is not the case. And it's an educated decision, but it's also like a, a personal decision. Like I know for myself because I've had a personal encounter. So have your questions, but don't feel like you didn't research enough because it landed you back to Jesus.
Mm. Oh,
That's it.
there it go. There it go. Well, look, it was great. It was great. I'm glad. I'm so glad you called in. Um, I think you added a very necessary conversation to the podcast tonight. So I want to thank you.
No
Um,
problem.
and look, we'll be back. We'll be back next April, the last Saturday in April. We'll be back. Thank y'all for tuning in. Man, shout out to Mr. Baptiste, Miss Mary. Oh, we got the stars. Stars. And just really, thank y'all, man. Thank y'all. Wouldn't be nothing without y'all. The spokesman, Mr. DFAC. Especially my lovely wife that was in the chat. Who else was in the chat? DJ, For You Gaming Entertainment was in the chat. And trying to think, did I miss anybody else? Oh, Mr. Andrews. We had the concerned citizen come through a little bit. Just everybody. Shout out to Professor X, man. We didn't get to do the debate tonight. But hey, we had something even better. Whatever is needed is gonna happen. Whatever is needed is going to is going to happen. But I like this style too. Just letting people call back in and talk out their difference of opinions. That might be a different way to go with the show too. Just in case we don't have debates at times. So, man, I really appreciate y'all though from the bottom of my heart. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Next week, Thursday's topic for the month of April, we're doing single parent households versus 2-parent households. And that'll be every Thursday of April except for the last Thursday. So now I'm attempting to do the hot seat every last week of the month. So every last Friday will be the hot seat, and every last Saturday will be put the kids to bed and let's talk politics. So you'll get the episodes will be a little longer on Thursdays just because I'm not cutting them as much. So that'll be a plus. But just stay tuned. Some of that might not even make sense to y'all. But just stay tuned. We got a lot coming on. I'm trying to push more and more content, get more and more people into the chat, more and more dope conversations, and just continuing to push. Y'all making me think about getting a research team or just somebody that's on the trigger for Chat GPT just in case I can't type it fast enough. I think I'm gonna work on doing that. But each podcast we getting better, man. I'm adding more. I want the viewer experience to be great. I really want to center it around the chat. I want it to be engaged. I want to engage chat. I want the people on here to engage with the chat. So the chat, I got the best live chat. We getting people to join. We getting new people every week. It's gonna get big. It is big. Greatest podcast on Facebook. But y'all just keep pushing with me, man. We going to the top. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. I'm gonna spin that intro one more time, man. I'm really feeling the intro. But after that, I'm out, man. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank y'all.
Okay, what's poppin'? Way too many people tryna stop them. Whoa, A lot of talk. Hey, how you tell but never show? I show you how I'm rocking. Whoa. How this fish grease? Need my bands, do my dance with the increase, Welcome to the big leagues, this the big leagues, this the big leagues, Need my jersey in the rafters, You know when I leave it ain't gon' be nobody after. If you scared, call your past, go to church or something. I've been in here working some, been heartbreak, I'm hurting some. I was up all night, I seen the sun come up a verse or something. I feel alright, drag the curtains on them, hey, whoa. Hopping it quick, I go, I take this ain't old, I just slid, I know. Okay, what's poppin'? Way too many people tryna stop.